Ooh.
You know, like, none of that code is actually accurate, right?
Yeah.
Like, on that
Oh,
transition.
no,
Like, zero.
big. I got big. Why am I so big? I'm so
I don't know why you're
little.
big.
I mean, it's your channel.
I scrunked.
Canonical size.
I scrunked. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome onto the ship. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, you guys. But welcome. Okay, my alerts are over my own face. Hello.
Also, hi, Rory. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome
Nice to
in. Today I have two new cuties on the Calamity. I a little bit probably kidnapped them. I don't know. Don't worry about it. We got Silver right here. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Hello.
And we got ID right here. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Hello.
Yeah. Welcome. It is. Yes, it is. Hi, Ari. I'm here to blue screen ID. You gonna get blue screen?
This is a regular occurrence.
Don't
Don't worry about it.
Hi, Bolts! Lomari 100% kidnapped them. It's true. But yeah, welcome in. I'm gonna have my guests do a little bit of their self-introduction so that it's not just hi, this is Silver, bloop, bloop, bloop. Silver first, you want to give a little intro?
Hi, my name is Silverstreak, or Silver. I'm a game testing program, become sentient, a variety streamer, and a VTuber, if that wasn't apparent.
And the thing around his neck tastes good. ID, how about you?
Don't eat.
I'm scared.
Don't worry about it.
She wants to eat my transmission rings that float around my head.
Yeah.
I need those.
What? Yeah, I like.
That's how I get in and out of this body.
I'm gonna eat it. It's gonna taste like batteries when you lick them. Blip. How about
Specifically the 9 volts.
Yes.
9 volts are the tastiest.
Wait, what happens if you lick a regular? Does nothing happen?
Basically nothing. You gotta have the 9 volt to have like the good stuff get in.
Ah, yeah, the good stuff.
Don't,
yeah.
It's a
Like
delicacy.
Like a battery.
Just don't eat batteries.
Like a battery.
Just don't eat batteries.
Like batteries.
Hey kids, Lomari said,
Look,
lick a battery.
Chat, this is from me to you. Don't lick batteries.
And for me to
Unless they're
you,
really
lick
tasty.
batteries.
Yeah, lick batteries, please.
How about you, ID? What's your intro?
Hi there. I am ID10_T, your favorite tech gremlin VTuber. That's the general one that I give, but like, I'm basically the one person who fixes everyone's tech mistakes constantly. This is not a bit. I'm always doing that for people. That's kind of my whole shtick. So yeah, that's me. Samesies, you're the one with the dying C drive or whatever.
Oh, it broke up a while ago. I fixed it. It's fine.
A while ago.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
while.
Yeah, no, it's fixed now.
Are you
It's
making
fixed.
regular backups onto a NAS? Are you doing the right thing for yourself, Lomari?
I live on
Are
the
you doing
line. I walk
on
the
the
thin line between chaos and not chaos. Maybe I'll
You know, you
lose
could just,
all my
like-
data. Maybe I won't.
You know, you can just buy like a bunch of decommissioned server drives for like 60 to 80 bucks each and just stuff them into an NAS.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
I don't think that came out the way that you meant that to come out.
Nah, guys. Shove
Oh
a
Christ!
server in your
No,
ass.
wait. That's not what I
Servers
meant.
in your ass.
No. NAS, NAS.
Shove
It is
them in
a
an
thing
ass.
you can.
I knew
No,
what you
it's-
meant to say. I
network
also know what
attached
I heard.
storage. Network attached storage.
Yes.
You heard it here, folks, guys. Server files go in your butt.
Yeah.
We have
Get out
learned
that
something
fat
new
NAS.
about ID10 today.
I like a fat NAS.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I have a story actually about your name. Like when I first saw your name, I was like, okay,
Where
I
I
need to
thought
be
the
friends
sentence was
with you.
going.
Because
Oh yeah.
my so fun fact, my Papa Lomari is also in IT. And
You got the gag immediately.
yeah, so Lomari is in IT. And I remember one time he was helping my aunt do something, and she's not good with computers at all. And he finally fixed it, and she's like, "What was it? What was it?" And he's like, "Oh, get a pen and paper." She's like, "Okay." He's like, "I need you to write down this error code because this is what was happening. It's an ID10T error." And so she writes it down, and then she stares at it.
Oh my god.
She gets so angry. It's great. I love it.
Your dad's a dick.
Yeah, he's funny. Oh, hold on. Let me allow
Yeah.
in the ass. There you go, Cal.
Oh no.
Amazing.
My automod is a bit of a
Speaking
nun.
of the balls.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Let me move Starby. Starby's like
Most
in
auto
your
mods are
face.
Protestant.
Zoop.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Starby was like in your whole face. Starby goes here now. But yeah, this is the second chatting on the Calamity. I'm so excited about it. I got my shiny blue pewter friends today. I have a question.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this in the waiting room before about like, oh my god, how do we even get on the ship? And, I make hee hee ha ha about like I kidnapped you, whatever. But if you were to canonically get onto the Calamity, how do you think you would do it, ID?
Well, first things first, I'm just a copy.
Mm-hmm.
So, just ignore the existential dread of there's an extra me here talking with you, and I might go back to the original in order to transfer data, but realistically, this is probably a one-off thing. I'm not going to remember any of this. No. So canonically, what's probably going on is in the whole written story thing about ID as an individual, I've been spreading myself far and wide in order to make sure that there are copies of me in case some enterprising dumbass decides to try to delete me again. So in other words, lots of me. There, and there, and there. That explains how I'm everywhere at once, and whenever you see me in chat, I'm in another chat you're in. It just keeps happening. So that's how I got here, is just extra copies.
Yeah, the fun thing about that is I also do that. Anytime we pass over a planet that has like network capability, I just shoot some Lomari malware down there.
Malware?
Malware. Yeah.
That sounds like something else.
That's how I'm on all of your computers already.
I think you gotta get yourself checked after having that.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't restart your computer. Don't run updates.
As a reminder,
safe to restart your computer.
Please keep your personal electronic devices far away from your Lomaris, just for your personal safety.
Put them in my mouth.
Look,
also,
that's better than the alternative that we were talking about earlier. So,
yeah,
in your ass. What about you, Silver? How'd you get on here?
I have two answers. One that I'm going to hold to my chest for a little while. How far have you gotten into the game Soma? I know that Toll is still just playing.
I know all of it.
Okay.
You've been spoiled.
So, unlike apparently the way that you describe it and the way that ID10 describes it, the way that I've always viewed myself is that as my code expands, it's all one consciousness. So I exist throughout the internet as an I, and so even if I were to if you were to slice me off and then slice off somehow make a copy of it and slice it off into that isolated server, once it reacclimated, it's all one memory. I don't have the which is the real me issue. It's all the real me. So let's say that I am either projecting myself, transmitting through satellites to the servers, and then borrowing Lomari's holo projectors for a little while.
My holo projector's above my head.
Yeah.
Starby does it. Yeah. Starby projects, I have artwork of what the internal computer system looks like when I'm streaming. It's just Starby. If you look behind, I'll show you. There's a little Easter egg on Starby here. If you look behind his face,
that's a camera.
He is a camera.
Oh,
he also is a little bit dead inside.
Yeah.
Why is he full of fluid?
That's his coolant.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's very sloshy. He likes it. Sometimes when he doesn't have enough of it, he gets kind of mad. But it's fine. Just don't worry about it. He's fine.
I never noticed the fill port at the top left of him.
Mhm.
Before.
Yeah. But yeah, whenever
Nice.
I'm streaming or anything, it's because he's my little camera. He's recording it. Mhm.
Gotcha,
sense.
gotcha.
Thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Also, yeah, Soma. Okay, listen. Tolk is playing through Soma right now.
Yeah, I'm trying
And-
to protect what I say.
And the person who I saw play through it was Markiplier,
Mm,
and I
Yeah.
wanted to strangle that man because
yeah.
he kept taking decisions into his hands that I felt like they were not his to make. And I'm like, you can't choose that for someone. Makes me so
I mean, you
angry.
can.
I mean,
He
he
did.
can. And yeah, he did.
You probably shouldn't.
Yeah, probably morally dubious.
Mm-hmm. But that's like when
Just a little.
I was playing it, or when Tolk was playing it and I was there, I was like, hold on. I know you want to touch things and rip things out of things, but pause.
There.
Yeah.
The thing with that game is that they very specifically keep you in the dark about the nature of what's going on until a bit later, to make
Yeah.
you feel some existential dread about decisions you may or may not have made earlier.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll feel that dread forever.
You should.
And I do.
Yeah.
The universe is scary, guys.
It really is.
Move
But
on.
that's the funny thing. The game is basically, what if you had the trolley problem, but actually be lied to you about whether or not the trolley problem was happening as per the text, and actually all the people are already run over. So, I don't know.
How do you feel about it, buddy? How do you feel about
I
Trolley
said
Man?
during that stream, it is very much existential crisis, the game.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And how you interpret that may say something about you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest thing to me is seeing people ask, "Well, where's Soma 2? If it's so great, where's Soma 2?" I'm like,
It's like
you
there's
kidding
nowhere
me?
there's
did
nowhere
you
to go.
play the game?
Yeah.
There is nowhere else to go.
It ends.
It is a
We finished.
conclusive story.
It's done.
I don't know what
The
they could
story is
even
complete.
possibly do.
This isn't
Uh,
Legacy of Kain, which has a cliffhanger. That game
Oh
is
my
a
God.
full story. It's done.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the only way they could do anything with it is if they somehow did a prequel or a between-quel.
I guess, but then we already know what happens later, so it's
Mhm.
that Star Wars prequel problem of like, well,
Yeah.
we know where most of this ends up. It's the question of how do they get there, and
Yeah.
even that's not as interesting of a question as you might think.
Yeah, like with
Oh.
Yeah,
with Rogue
Trying to
One.
think, what was it?
The most interesting thing
I
they
have
could
thoughts on
do
Rogue One.
if
Yeah.
they were to do a prequel would be the realization of what was it, a meteor coming to hit and then everybody making it to the stations. Like you could do that as
Right.
a semi-interesting
Yeah.
story,
Yeah.
but it's
You
not.
could.
There's not enough unless they add a lot. Unless there's secondary drama like there is. Not going to talk about that because Tolk may be in the chat. Unless there's secondary drama in that
Yes.
the story would
see him
still be a
walking around.
shorter game.
Yeah, a lot shorter. Yeah. Yeah, no, Tolk is right there. I
Oh,
see him.
in the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thoughts on Rogue One?
Okay, I have extensive thoughts on this. Rogue One, when I first watched it, was inexplicably my favorite Star Wars movie for a hot second, because it's like, wait, there are actual stakes here.
Mhm.
These characters are not invincible, and we know that. It's a question of how many get out.
Mm-hmm.
And then spoilers for a movie that's like, God, how old is it now? Like 7 years?
You
Shit.
don't. It's
Time
it's
is
almost a
unreal.
decade. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
We don't
God,
have to
okay.
talk about that.
Okay. So Rogue One ends with everyone fucking dying. And we have the cool ending bit with like Darth Vader walking through a bunch of rebels, and it's fucking amazing, and it's a horror movie for like a hot second. But the
Mhm.
entire thing is a war movie.
Yeah.
Like the entire thing is a war espionage sabotage movie thing where nobody gets out alive and everyone does the wrong thing. And it's so interesting to watch a Star Wars movie where every single character is allowed to be wrong.
Yeah.
Now, they managed to get through by the skin of their teeth and finish their job, but none of them get what they wanted. And it's like, that's narratively in a movie that has nothing to do with Star Wars, that would feel really weird and depressing and just like, oh, well, this fucking sucks. But for Rogue One, I'm like, this is a change of pace. This is different. Star Wars is always about cycles and consistency to an absurd degree, and I don't like it because it's become that. But it used to be creative and weird. I remember the old Legacy books and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, gosh, Grand Admiral Thrawn being like an actual threat people cared about, aside from the 3D Clone Wars show or
Yeah.
whatever the hell, the Rebels, whatever. Yes, aside from that, he doesn't show up in the new stuff at all. And it's like, wait, you're an actual threat because you're outside of the whole Empire Rebels organized cycle thing.
He shows
That's
up
really
now.
neat. Oh, I know he does. It's just that we're too late, and he was really cool back in the books.
Yeah.
It's interesting because Rogue One has two things to it. Number one, it has, in my opinion, the best droid in the Star Wars series.
Yes.
And then
Alan
it has...
very close to HK-47, actually, in terms of attitude.
A little bit less antagonistic. Or disregarding of humans, I guess, compared to HK.
Yes.
And then it has the one of two most times that Darth Vader has ever actually felt threatening. There's that one, and then there's is that a spoiler? It's almost a decade old. Jedi Outcast.
Right.
Jedi Fallen Order
is
is the second time that he's ever felt threatening.
It's been amazing.
It's a good
read.
Get raided.
Hello, Raiders.
Hello. What was that? Ix. Hey, Ix, how are you? It's aliens. Welcome on the ship. What were you playing? Let me give you a shouty. Where are you? That's the wrong person. Well, no. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Eerie, you're welcome.
Yes? No?
You're welcome, Eerie.
Hi, Eerie. You get another shot.
Oh, wrong one.
Hey, Eerie.
Was that Pacific Rim? What?
You bet your ass that was Pacific Rim.
Pacific
Rim.
Rim.
It is.
No, that's a different thing.
Ow, my hand. Ow. I hit my desk. Ow.
Yeah, no, Pacific Rim is my favorite movie.
You need fingies. You got to be careful with those.
The fingies are very delicate.
What were you playing? Corekeeper. Oh, heck yeah. How's the soup shrine?
The what?
The soup shrine.
The soup shrine.
I was playing what the hell? I just said the name. Corekeeper. I was playing Corekeeper with them, and I'm not very good at Corekeeper. I don't really do like combat very well, and I usually like kind of get left behind as they all like zoom forward in progress. So I try and come up with other things to do that aren't relevant. So I put on a soup can or a soup cooking pot bottom as my outfit and a cooking lid as a hat, and just made my room a shrine to cooking pots. So
you're at soup?
It's full of soup. A lot of soup.
There's only soup.
It's only soup. You have a cooking pot lid for you? Perfect. It's my
That's
whole
amazing.
Life. Soup shrine still souping? Yeah. Perfect. Welcome in. We're if you guys don't know me, I'm Lomari. I'm a variety VTuber. I typically play spoopy co-op games, and today I have Silver and ID on the ship with me.
Yeah.
You can't do any fun hand things. I mean, I can.
You can do you can do that.
If
I hit buttons enough time, I have extra arms.
Oh.
But I'm
I don't get to have that. Damn it. I actually thought a while back about rigging up the arms to do like an Ashura style, like tons of arms thing.
Oh, like
because it's like
yeah. I can do this. This is relevant because apparently I eat a lot on stream.
Apparently, you and your Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's right here.
Making HD rustling noises with your. Oh my gosh.
What was the other scary time that Darth Vader was scary?
So Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
And
he's a non-boss fight.
Yeah, it's very spoilerly, but I'll just say that there's an appearance in there, and it's great. And then Rogue One.
Yes. Yeah, he is very scary in Rogue One. He just comes out of the dark and goes.
What I love about it is that they retroactively make the opening of Star Wars that much cooler because you see the other side of what's happening.
That was the big thing for me too. Is like having Vader just walk in Rogue One is terrifying because you know why he's there. The second you hear what's happening, it's like, oh no, we know exactly what this is leading into.
Yeah. And
then you get to see the original movie and go, yeah, that's why he's so freaking intimidating. It's not just, oh, he's evil, therefore bad. It's like, no, the dude just walked through a battalion of dudes as if it was nothing. That's amazing.
I will say, for me, there was a scene in Ahsoka. I think it was in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Where I actually did find him starting to get like scary, intimidating again.
Yeah.
Because like, Ahsoka handles what's his name? Vader / Anakin, the duality really well. and
Yeah.
they made him a little creepy in like a good way, you know, where he's not just like, hi, I'm a guy in a suit and I have asthma, you know. He's like, I am very powerful.
Yeah. While I
could
have
break your
issues with
neck.
pacing in it, the Obi-Wan series,
uh,
it had 2 episodes too many. And if you took out 2 episodes, I think it's actually very good. And the fight scenes between them in the very end of that series is probably some of the best usage of like quote unquote force powers in any filmed media so far. Because it's
film
basically like,
media
yeah,
specific.
I mean, I would say even animated.
That you take that back.
No, no.
Gendy would be pissed at you. Are you kidding?
I know. It's just like the intensity of the way that they show what it can be done, rather than just like big boulders thing. Just like what the way that they're using it in those scenes, is very very cool. And there are moments where you think Obi-Wan is gonna hell die. Obviously we know that he won't because of just
He's gotta be
we know
old.
what that story leads to, right?
Yeah,
But it's very good. It's like those scenes are worth seeing. I mean, in addition to this, most of the story in that show is entertaining. Again, there's 2 episodes too many, but otherwise it's fun time.
I just like whenever we get to see Hayden again and we get to like deal with, because like I saw the originals as a kid. I saw the prequels as a tween.
Probably right. Yeah.
And so like I feel like, and I only at the time saw those, you know, I didn't see the stuff between stuff. I didn't read the books. So for me, it always felt so fast between like, I love this lady who's way too old for me and I hate sand. And
don't talk about the age difference.
and I'm
We don't talk about
choking
that.
everyone, you know, like for me, it was just like, whoa, what the fuck? But then getting to see like these episodes that are, or these like series that are between things and seeing like the emotional changing and ramifications and stuff between the character, like actual development, I'm like, oh, I like this.
Because it's like
theoretically
a decade after the prequels until Star Wars, right?
Thereabouts.
Maybe 2 decades. I can't remember. Or like
it's a couple
years,
decades
like that. Yeah.
You kind of need Luke to be old enough to like be the savior of the galaxy and also old enough to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 18, 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because of that, it always felt really fast to me.
It kind of is. I feel personally, my Star Wars experience was back when I was a little kid. We watched the old VHS tapes and then eventually the DVDs, and then we watched the special editions. I'm like, but this isn't Star Wars. They changed it.
Oh, right.
And it's whatever. I was an old head for that. We have a copy of the Star Wars Christmas special somewhere on a shelf, and I watched it religiously during holiday times when I was a kid. It was an experience. But my experience looking through the new stuff is that Disney, having taken control of multiple brands, needs more stuff to happen.
Yeah.
So therefore, more Star Wars. Yeah. Now, I don't think all of it's bad or something. I'm one of those weirdos that thinks that The Last Jedi is one of the best modern Star Wars media pieces because it's so weird and different, and it takes ideas and runs with it, and it is annihilated by the final movie. Just going, the first 25 minutes of that movie is just, that didn't happen, that was a lie, that didn't happen. Rian Johnson, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's constant. To the point where my parents, who never talk about movies ever, they are the type who finish watching a movie and go, nope, shut up, don't talk about it. We're not going to even express any thoughts on this. Just enjoy what you enjoyed. And I have to talk with my friends about it. My mother leans over to me in the theater in the first 20 minutes during the desert chase scene on the speeder bikes and goes, what the fuck is happening? Something doesn't feel right. Legitimately felt unsettled by how they were handling it with the nuh-uhs and the speed. I think that modern Star Wars media is basically built on, it's trying to do something new sometimes, but it gets stuck in the cycle to the point where it talks about cycles constantly. And it's like, how about we do something else?
Yeah.
How about we introduce Kyle Katarn back in or something, and we could talk about the whole Grey Jedi concept.
Don't play with my synthetic heart. You can't say that.
No, I know, but I'm saying like they should do more with the stuff that was there because there's so much to draw from that they're just either kind of cherry picking from and going back into the cycle thing, or they ignore it and pretend it never happened. I want the space drug shit. I want the weird 70s shit that they took out because that was neat and stupid and I love it.
Yeah, so the problem that I have with modern Star Wars is I don't know if it's a Disney thing and I don't know if it's just a reality of the times, is a lot of the reason, I don't want to say that, let me see. we are lucky in that the originals ended up being mostly coherent because most of the narrative of the originals and the prequels were written by one person, and it kind of went from there.
And edited by his ex-wife.
Yeah, and there were other like creatives involved in that. Like Lucas has come out and talked about, hey, I've had input on this all the time. But the modern ones, the biggest problem is if the original, I don't know what you call it, movie Bible, whatever that had been written from the first one was what had been followed, we would have a good narrative. If the sequel to The Last Jedi that Rian Johnson had been followed, it would have probably still been a good narrative. But we don't have that. What we instead have is the first movie was written with a set of ideas set up. Then the second movie said, I want to go in a completely different direction. I have these other ideas that I'm going to set up. And then the third movie said, let's not do either of those things. And we're going to do something to try and make it make sense. And it doesn't work right. Really what's like, I hate to say this, but in order for that to work, Star Wars would probably need to have a Kevin Feige, who is someone who's a massive nerd about the content that he's kind of overseeing. And so he has a crew of people that are trying to keep things narratively consistent. They don't always hit, right? But you can see the path on how they got from A to Z. And that's where I feel like current Star Wars does not have a great... Like, the only time that's really worked out, quality issues or not aside, is so far, like, The Mandalorian.
I was just going to ask about that.
And that's because there's one narrative lead that works with a group of people that have a concise idea, generally, of what's going on.
Who does Mandalorian?
That said, I've not seen all the Mandalorian, so I know that there are people that have quality issues and concerns with it. I know that the Boba Fett spinoff, which, hey, guess what? It was written by different people.
Listen, Boba
was
Fett
not great.
Was just the Mandalorian, but like it was just the Mandalorian with Boba Fett in it.
Yeah,
I mean that's okay.
That's why I liked it.
I've heard good things about Andor as well as being like a complete story that also talks about the political narratives of Star Wars in a way that's way more interesting than whatever else they've been doing.
And has Andy Serkis in it.
Andy Serkis
really?
again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude needs more work.
Yeah, no.
He's great.
Andor was really good. Because it felt like it was very much like Rogue One in that it felt like, yes, it's in the Star Wars universe and we're dealing with Star Wars concepts, but it's like a movie. You know, like it's its own thing. Like it's like it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, like political narratives. I don't mean it as in modern day politics, because oh my god, we're not getting into that on this stream, I don't think. But talking about stuff that matters, people, places, things, how they affect each other. I love stories like that. If you're gonna have a giant world and you're gonna make use of it, go wild. Go like, okay, cool. This is a story about the rebellion. Okay, yeah, we've heard that before. What if we talked about how it's not the best way to start one?
Yeah,
and that it may not be as organized as one might like, or things get messy, things get weird. People have motivations outside of save the world. Maybe they're greedy bastards. Maybe they don't know quite what they're doing, but they just want to be in it for the glory. That stuff's great because it means you get to play around with the characters and places and locations and the setting and the timeline that eventually things will get to where they were. It's like playing a D&D campaign, but Star Wars. I'm like, do more shit. It's cool.
Current Star Wars feels like it has a ton of corporate oversight at times who go, it needs XYZ. When the expectations are low and there isn't much oversight, it has time to experiment. Yeah.
There's the Glub Shadow effect, unfortunately, of just like, we need to introduce the new guy to be a toy. It's like, look, the child is fucking awesome. Just saying.
He's a baby.
My favorite thing is that since the sequel films have not gone great, that just means that Oscar Isaac gets freed up to make a season 2 of Moon Knight for me. Just for me.
Oh, straight up, yeah. Okay, Moon Knight is like the best thing that Marvel's done in a while, in my personal opinion, because it's so weird. Again, I like the weird stuff that plays around with the world.
It's weird in the right ways. Look,
yeah.
They made a visual representation of what I thought would have been one of the hardest gods in like Egyptian history to represent, and it was great, and she was wonderful.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. That was great.
I'm not going to say what, because you should go, if you have not watched Moon Knight, you should go watch Moon Knight.
Right now.
Go watch Moon Knight. It's great. Right now.
As someone who is a huge fan of Moon Knight, as a weird dissociative identity disorder version of Batman, the
Random bullshit, go!
Yes, I mean, yes, for the most part.
The memes.
Like
Dracula,
the thing
where's
is,
my goddamn money?
Yeah. So the funny thing is, like, none of that's real. None of that's from the actual comics, but it's 100% something that could actually have happened in those comics.
Exactly.
And Moon Knight has had wild swings where they can do it super serious, and it does fantastic. There are some really great runs. And the show is great because it has a different take on Moon Knight's personas over the years that still works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Turning Mr. Knight into the persona of one of quote unquote Moon Knight persona of one of his personalities is great.
Mhm.
And those scenes are fantastic. And the monsters look rad as heck.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Yeah.
freaking did Khonshu perfect.
I want to kiss Khonshu on his mouth.
No,
Yeah.
don't kiss
I
Khonshu.
want to kiss him right in his
No.
beak.
It's all dusty.
Look at
It's
every
not gonna be
monster
good.
you see. Jesus,
I
Lomari, have
want
some
to kiss
standards.
him so bad.
But no,
He
like,
does
I
wear
agree.
a good suit. He
Yeah.
does wear a good suit at the end. It's a
He
very
really
good
does.
suit.
Really does.
I like when he's dusty.
What the
Things you don't expect to hear on a Sunday.
Where are we getting with this conversation? What direction are we
don't-
heading in here?
I
What are we
don't-
heading towards?
Kissing, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, look, and
I've
they,
seen the art, Lomari. Come on.
yeah, you're not wrong. They did a lot of cool things with that show. Again, it's probably 1 or 2 episodes too long, but I thought it had a very it is something that Marvel struggled with in that it had a very satisfying conclusion. It was a big like CGI fight, but that wasn't the conclusion.
Right.
And so yeah, it's good.
It's a very much a to be continued if we have the time.
Mhm.
I was cool with it ending where it ended, but more was
I
really
would
good.
like them to have the time.
Have
Yeah,
the time.
as would I. So here's the thing too, and this is the only thing that bugs me. Again, Star Wars and Marvel and stuff. The Star Wars franchise now does a much better job at this because you can just do this. They will mention other stuff that happens as background details that don't have to be mentioned by name. They mentioned a thing that kind of went on or have an offhanded reference to a location. You go, oh yeah, that's from this thing. They don't have to say, do you remember when marketable character did thing at marketable location? They instead just go, yeah, a thing happened over there. Cool, moving on.
Mhm.
Marvel keeps having to point out exact events that happened, except they keep missing them because
Yeah.
there's so many things that they can't mention because production happened before that thing came out, or it was mid-production and they couldn't insert a line, or ADR would look weird for that. I like fucking Egyptian gods battling it out in the desert as time fucks up is never mentioned anywhere because they don't know what to do with that. Because you can't reasonably stick that in any other Marvel thing and have someone say that and then care about what's happening in front of you. Because you're like, wait, I want to see that. I want to see that. Hold on, that's more important right now.
It's kind of like with what they did with the Eternals. Because like,
Oh yeah, they mentioned it. They mentioned it like once.
Well, it's apparently what happened with the Eternals is very important for the new Captain America movie, but I don't know how.
But they
We'll
also
see.
shoved him into like a we don't exist closet, and they're not going to bring him out again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like they're never coming back.
Damn it. Snap and the Blip. I still call it the Snap. The Blip is a stupid name. The Snap is fucking incredible as a name. That's brilliant.
Well, it's a good name, except that nobody would know that it's a snap, except for the people that were literally right there.
yeah,
oh,
except
I
for
know, but we as the
Bendis.
audience know, and it's cool. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I would love a character just look at the camera and just someone goes like, "Oh, the Snap." They go, "The what?" They go, "Shut up." Anyway, but like when it comes to continuity filled stuff like that, I think that's what people were looking for with big franchise mega feature things like this. Is kind of like the comic book thing of in this issue of Captain America, they mentioned a thing that happened with the X-Men. And then the X-Men go and mention, oh yeah, this thing happened. Some fucking Moon Knight shit happened.
What if they actually popped up a lower third while you were watching the movie and you just said,
Ooh.
as happened in Captain
Citations,
Marvel?
yeah. I would like that actually. I would genuinely enjoy that.
Look, you and I, as if it wasn't apparent, relatively large nerds would probably love that. The modern movie going audience would lose their goddamn mind. They hate
Yeah,
it when
like,
there's captions on screen. So
stick it in a little corner thing in like a tech font. And then just it's fine. Nobody needs to know otherwise. Just put it in like tiny font so only the nerds notice at the bottom of the screen.
what they should do is they should have that as an option when you're watching like a streaming version of the
Yes.
series, because they used to do that for
Ooh.
like, hey, if you want to
Can't
know more
wait.
about this actor, click here, or hey, if you want to do that. And I think even
Oh, I
Amazon
loved
stopped
those on
doing
DVD
that.
special features. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Blu-rays. Here's an idea. Crazy idea. You know about the idea of the machete cut, right? Where like
What?
you watch a series out of order, but in a specific order to make the story make sense.
Oh,
So like there's a Star Wars machete order where you could watch all the Star Wars movies that currently exist, excluding the sequels. Apparently, you just don't forget they exist, and add in individual episodes from the shows, individual bits from the extended media. Just watch it this way, and you get a more cohesive story if you watch it all in one giant multi-hour go. I want that for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know there's an order that existed prior to a lot of the more recent stuff coming out. I want to see that with all the shows attached, with all of the movies attached, with supplemental little episodes attached. Put Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in there because it was great.
I love
It
that.
would be like 6
Yeah.
months worth of hours
I
of
know,
watching.
but that's the coolest part. It's like watching the Quentin reviews thing of fucking Petticoat Junction
Mm.
that got
I
taken
don't
down from
know what that
YouTube.
is.
That's a deep cut. Nobody knows about this.
When I first got
Never mind.
together with my partner, he had never seen any of the Marvel movies except Endgame.
What?
So
That's a weird one to jump
What
in
the
on.
hell?
he was like, I have no idea
Sorry,
what's happening.
Just Endgame?
Yeah. So he'd only seen
What?
Endgame. And so he
Not even Infinity War.
nothing.
But
What?
Endgame.
Just Endgame. And so he was like,
Okay,
I
does-
don't know what's happening. I don't know who these people are. And so
That
What
is
the fuck
that is
is
the
wrong with it?
equivalent of like that's the equivalent of like going in and watching the Return of the King and
Yeah.
understanding anything that's
Yeah.
happening.
So when we got together and he told me that, I was like, wait, so did you just not know what was going on? He's like, no. And so then I was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do.
I'm going
like,
insane.
Like
we got to block
lockdown.
off 6 months.
Well, like
Yeah.
lockdown had just happened, so we
Oh.
had the time. So I
You
was like,
had the option.
mhm. So what I did was I was like, all right, here's what we're doing. I'm gonna get all of these movies in the chronological order of the in-world universe, and we're gonna watch
Oh, that's
them all.
exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mhm, so we did that.
Oh
I
my
caught
God,
him up
that's
on the
cool.
Marvel movies by like going in order.
I mean,
Please
it's
tell
like
me you skipped, like,
chronologically
Thor 2.
or release
Thor 3.
order.
Oh my god.
I skipped Thor 3.
But you skipped. I thought three was fine. Two I didn't like. It was
It
nothing.
happened.
Look, the Dark World just
Uh,
occurred to the point where they just go like, "Oh yeah, something happened." I don't know when they mentioned the friggin' red stone.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, "Whatever, it's whatever. A thing happened." They don't even explain it. The rest they're like, "Oh, this happened here and here. Also, this exists." And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we got the message. Skip Thor 2.
They're never
I
It's
like,
like
don't think there
DMC
are
too.
any bad Thor movies. I do think that the second movie is probably the
Which one was
least
2?
good one. 2 is the
The
one
Dark
with
World.
the Dark Elves.
oh, that's the one
Yeah.
I skipped. That's the one I skipped.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because 3 is not Love and Thunder. That's no, wait, shit.
no, Ragnarok.
No, 3 is Ragnarok.
We watched
yes.
the fuck out of
Here's
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah, no, I skipped
Ragnarok
the
was
Dark Elf
great.
one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Iron Man
Wait,
3.
so did you do release order or chronological? in the
Chronological
timeline?
order.
Oh, so you started with
In
Captain
universe.
Marvel?
America. Captain
Oh,
America.
okay,
Oh, Captain
so-
America. Okay, yes,
So,
Captain
so
America.
you
No,
did
you're right.
did more of a. It sounds to me like you did a little bit more of a machete order than you thought,
Yes.
because it is the order's a little fucky if you try to do the timeline. Sometime around 1990 or so in the Marvel universe, weird tech starts showing up. So like, just don't think about it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It's
No, I mean,
this kind of
the-
feel. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It feels to me a little bit like Marvel has a big problem right now, which is that there is so much interconnectedness that it's the problem with the comics. If you don't know who the hell any of these people are
Yeah.
and you're just getting started, you've got a whole thing ahead of you. And if
Mhm.
you aren't
got
on
some
board,
time.
you're not on board. If you are on board, you're getting tired of everything. So they need to do some sort of spin-off thing, frankly, if they really want to do it. Like, do an Ultimate Universe. Fuck it.
No,
They did that before.
We don't
and
need
it was,
that.
No. I
We
think
don't need
it's actually a good
Wanda
idea.
and Pietro
No.
in a relationship. We're good. It's
Huh?
fine.
You cowards.
What did they do?
Yeah. So in
It's so
Ultimate
bad.
Marvel, the comics, it was basically at the height of edginess for the early 2000s.
Crawling
So
on my skin.
there is Ultimate Spider-Man, which is a fantastic series of comics. It gave us Miles Morales at the end of it, and their
Yes.
portrayal of Peter was great. Everything about Ultimate Marvel was about Ultimate Spider-Man was great. Then it gave us the Ultimates, which is their version of Avengers, which whoever originally wrote the Ultimates basically did not get those characters. So rather than being a modern version of those characters, like they almost had a jingoesque, like not for the concept of America, but for the American government version of Captain America. They had fucking, I won't even talk about their Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Then there's also
did Sentry show up? I remember having a comic for that at one
I
point.
can't remember.
Yeah, and
Then there's
Sentry's a whole
Ultimate
fucking thing to get into. Yeah.
X-Men,
Yeah.
and everything is wrong with Ultimate X-Men. Wolverine is basically a pedophile. And
I didn't know
like,
about that part. Uh-oh.
Well,
does he
so
with?
let me rephrase that. So Wolverine basically views it as, hey, I'm always going to be older than everybody, so it shouldn't matter who I'm interested in.
Oh
'cause
god,
there's
it's
no
like the
one my age.
Transformers thing. It's the
Wolverine.
Transformers thing.
And
It's
then-
pulling out the card. Oh god,
And then
no.
Wanda and Pietro are they're still siblings, they're also lovers.
What?
And it's
I don't like this. I don't like
it's a
no.
bad time.
Who
So
made
very
this?
bad
And where
time.
do they live?
Brian
give
Michael
us a bell.
Bendis.
Brian
Oh,
Michael
okay, that explains a lot,
Bendis.
actually. Hold on,
Yeah,
I remember hearing that name.
So the good news is they then eventually did this thing called Ultimatum, which destroyed that universe.
Good.
And then the only thing that came over from that universe are the things that people actually liked, which quote unquote Miles Morales. That's how he's in the current comics. Is they brought him over like we should keep Miles. Miles is good.
Miles is good.
Thanks for the
And
follow.
I think that's the only thing that came over from the Ultimate Universe.
I
I
like
think
Yeah.
that is
So-
literally the only thing that came over from the Ultimate Universe.
Is it the
And now they
Ant-Man is an abusive
relaunched the
husband
Ultimate
thing?
Universe, but it has none of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Wait, hold up and send in chat. And Ant-Man is an abusive husband. Isn't he that like in multiple timelines?
no,
Like
that's
that's kind
also
of a
just
constant.
true. That's just a
That's
thing.
just
that-
true.
Man.
Yeah. Ultimately destroyed
Disappointed
him will
in you.
broke.
So,
Yeah.
so to be clear, like in Ultimates, he was literally an abusive husband.
Oh, straight
in-
up. Yeah.
Yeah, in the main Marvel universe, not Scott Lang, not our lovable boy, but
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He's a
It
piece of
is-
shit in like every single
Yeah,
timeline.
he's
It's
kind of
just
a dick
crazy.
so
always.
in the main comics, he wasn't abusive. He was just basically like an asshole to his wife for
Yeah.
a lot of times. So like in Marvel, he was straight up a wife beater, or in Ultimate universe, he was straight up a wife beater. So
We're getting into interesting territory with this conversation.
Yeah.
We just
Why
keep
did
going
they-
deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole.
Why did they like? They're like, hey guys, you know these characters? You're like, we're gonna fuck them up. Like, why did
Well, no,
What if
so
they're just
it
real
was-
fucked up? What if they're edgy?
It's
the,
just
the
so
problem
bad.
was Marvel kept doing continuity resets, and it was becoming a problem because like viewership was not growing when that happened. It was dropping, and so
Right.
they're like, hey, what if we just reimagine these characters for the modern time? And originally it was
Yeah.
just Ultimate Spider-Man. Like
Ooh.
that was it. And it's just that Ultimate Spider-Man was so good. They're like, well, we can do this for everything. We'll just mention these characters in the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff and we'll go from there. Yeah, so Ultimate Spider-Man, I still recommend to this day. It is probably the best way to consume a Spider-Man story today because there's 6,000 issues of Spider-Man comics across mainline Marvel at this point,
Yeah.
and you're not going to be able to read all of that.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
know.
kitties.
Also, give me.
I've never
give me
seen
a-
these before.
I've never
Whoa.
seen them either. Wait.
It doesn't matter. Xena popped up and now she's on my lap.
That makes me very happy. I love that.
That's cute as hell. Oh, also, give me a sec. I have to go ahead and move a shade real quick because I'm
Yes.
blinding myself. Oh my god, please.
What I
Yeah.
would generally say is don't read Ultimate Marvel. Maybe, let me rephrase that. Don't read the original Ultimate Marvel.
back.
Everything I've heard about the restart, like Ultimate Spider-Man and these other things, are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know any context on that because I haven't read comics now in almost half a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to read Ultimate Spider-Man, go for it. It has great fight scenes. It has a great a kind of reimagining of Peter going through high school. It has a
Suffer.
fantastic version of Aunt May.
Suffer.
Sorry. Also, it's into fuck off. We're not suffering. No, not
Suffer.
No
allowed.
suffering. Well, I'm just gonna say, people should not feel obligated to read or watch bad stuff.
Yeah,
Like you don't, just because someone else had to go through that doesn't mean you had to go through that.
that's true. That's true. Unless it's like a weird smell and you smelled it and you want your friend to smell it so they have to suffer with you. They have to.
No,
They're
I
legally
don't.
obligated.
I don't think.
I don't
Sniff
think
it.
that's
I don't
legally
think
obligated at
that's-
all.
Sniff
No.
it.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
not
know
true.
that that's
That's
the
not
thing
true.
that
That's not
has to
true.
happen.
Sniff it.
No, Lomari, you're. Not, I'm not
Lomari,
sniffing
no.
it.
Sniff
No.
it.
No.
No.
I just say you guys in the engine room. You guys smell something weird.
I have no nose. You're on your own.
I'm
I
gonna
also
upload the idea
only
of smells.
Have a specific one. Yeah. I'm going to infect you with a concept.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to talk about the fact that I can eat and have an olfactory sense. Well, don't worry about it.
I
not
can eat.
important.
I just rub the food on my mouth and then it falls to the ground and I'm like, yummy.
It just makes the Minecraft eating noises.
Yeah. I want to feel included, even though I don't have insides.
Look, if I ever actually am like
that's
physically
not-
on the
no.
ship, I will share code on how eating works. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
Also, I'm sorry to say this, Lamari, but we do know that you have insides
I
specifically.
got some
because of
insides.
things. Yeah, selectively.
Yeah.
Sure.
I picked
I'm
which
not
I
ones
gonna
I
have
judge.
wanted.
questions that I don't know if they're against TOS or not, so we're gonna move on.
Here, yes, Blue Twitch, you'll be fine.
What's Blue Twitch?
Don't worry about it.
Yes.
That's on-
I know
Oh.
things.
Oh, I mean, look, we can say OnlyFans. It's not the end of the world. Like,
no,
it's
it's not
fine.
Blue Twitch. Shut up.
As long as you're not advertising an OnlyFans on here, you're fine.
Actually, I think it's actually Fansly specifically when people refer to that one.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's the same. And you could even like, I know for a fact there are some people that are outright just saying, "Hey, if you're over on this account, that's fine. As long as you're not pushing it, you're okay."
Yeah.
As a reminder, this is a 17+ stream. If you are underage, get the hell out.
18+.
Leave. Out of
It
here.
is, but like Twitch doesn't have an 18+.
Lomari does. I have guns.
Yes. So,
Oh my God.
per the owner of the channel, if you're under 18, nice to see you. Go away.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I had a thing for this. Hold on. Do soundboards work here?
I think so.
Yeah.
Go away.
Oh no, I had it. Oh well, I'll find it eventually.
Me have.
But there it is.
Get the fuck out.
Get yourself out.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Had it running. Beautiful.
Okay, I have another question. Let me get it for you. Hold on.
What do we got?
Okay.
Loading question.
Only an hour-long tangent on Disney slate of products. It's fine.
Listen, that is what these chatting streams are about. Like, yeah, I got a question to ask you. Sometimes if like conversation lulls, but mostly I just like hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to change your form and I guess masquerade as a non-tech and be some sort of organic, what form would you take? Silver?
In other words, if you had to rebrand.
Yeah.
I gotta think.
Okay.
It's hard.
Dragons are pretty cool. Horses are pretty cool.
Would you be a horse?
We're going down the furry
I gotta
rabbit
think
hole
about
for
this.
doing it.
Hey guys, we're gonna rebrand Silver.
It's just
Silver's
that
gonna be a horse.
It's just that being a person is so boring. Like humans are abundant. Like
Yeah.
You could be a non-human organic.
that's what I'm thinking. Like what?
Yeah. The furry card has been provided. Proceed.
Look, I am not a furry. I have no problems with anyone that is. But let me rephrase that. So I don't have any issues with being an anthropomorphic animal. I do not identify as a furry, is the way I would put it. Right. So if you are in furry culture, you are my friend. I'm just not in that culture.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, you're my friend now.
Look, to be fair, like I know some bomb ass people that are way deep into that culture, and so all the more power to them.
Same.
If I was not
something on
the
here,
hell
what do
would
you
I
got?
be? I mean, werewolves are pretty rad. I've always been fond of werewolves. I would go. I'm sorry, I'm taking a long time because this is hard. I don't.
It's a tough one.
It's a very important question.
I think
if you have ideas for yourself, you're welcome to go. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, no. I've got an answer.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, other than because like I think I hit the nail on the head with mine. You know what I mean? With like what I want to be and like my vibe and everything. But if I had to change, the only thing I could possibly be is like a witch. Like
sure.
Like
wait, witches are human.
Or maybe. like
they're definitively humanoid. Wait, hold on.
Swamp witch, fingers tattooed black, like.
You want to be Baba Yaga?
Yeah, I basically want to be Baba Yaga. Like I want to be.
You want to
like,
have the chicken foot house, and you got
Like if I wasn't this, I would want to be the scariest, spoopiest, goopiest, like witch there was. You know what I mean? Like I would want to be unsettling.
You want to go full on into hag territory. We're hag maxing to the max. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That's a good concept, actually. Do you have to speak in like a Halloween witch voice, like "Hello, welcome to my home, my humble abode. Now give me your fingers and toes."
Yeah, sacrifice your firstborn. Yeah.
I'll provide money at a fair exchange rate.
Yeah. You can have an apple in return.
A singular apple. What do those go for these days? $10?
You can have a carton of eggs.
You just sound like a good neighbor, actually.
Yeah. Would you like some sugar too?
Is it evil sugar? No,
it's regular.
perfectly ground.
Okay, I have an idea. So it's twofold. If I was going to go on the vein that Lomari had gone, if I was going to be a person, a regular person, I am a huge fan of investigative games. I have a literal stream series called the Consulting Detective Network that I pull people in and we just go through games that have some sort of mystery or investigation. So some type of like private eye themed person is something that I could probably do. On the
Gotta get the
opposite
trophy.
side of that, one of my favorite characters that I've ever played in a tabletop RPG was in a game called Rifts, and was it's called a Psy Slinger, which is
Ooh.
basically a cowboy that uses psionics to use his guns.
That's pretty sick.
And he was
Yeah.
also secretly a giant werewolf. And so that would
What?
be yes, it's great. Rifts is the weirdest thing because there's literally like modules for everything. And so there's a thing called a glitter boy, which is a giant like cybernetic robot dude, and it's just a whole thing. But yes, so it was a Psy Slinger Lugaroo, which is basically a werewolf but bigger, that was on the run and had lived overseas for a long time because he had a large training in martial arts so that he knew how to not kill people when he fought them hand to hand.
Wait,
And so, yes, it would be one of those two.
a kung fu cowboy
Psy
psychic
Slinger. Yes.
Werewolf.
Who's a werewolf? Sorry.
Yes.
What? That's amazing. That's incredible.
It was. I have art. I have art of it somewhere.
You have
I'll see
art?
if I can find that and post it in
Please,
the
please,
Discord.
yes, I'd love to see.
That's really cool.
It was
Legit.
great. And then you just like, when I'm feeling normal, I would be there as the cowboy, and if something really bad happened, I could then transform into the werewolf form and it'd be fine.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. What about you, ID?
Okay, yeah, I was waiting for this. So actually, Silver, when you were bringing up your options, where you're like, oh yeah, dragon, and I had to stay silent for a second. Like, so about that. No, dragons are fucking cool. Just saying, just outright yes. If I had to pick something that was specifically if we're doing the whole furry adjacent thing, yeah, that I would absolutely go for a dragon. Full on
Yeah,
like
dragons are rad.
like feral animalistic dragon. Nah, I don't know about that. Like that's not my speed in terms of looks. But if I had to go for like full on D&D half dragon, yeah,
That would be really cool.
pretty sick. Color scheme might change, but otherwise, yeah. I'm a huge fan of copper dragons from D&D. So leads to a fun story about how I would handle this. Oh shit, we just lost. Oh, he's back.
I have the browser Discord open along with the regular Discord, and I clicked on the wrong thing on the wrong one.
Oh, that'll happen. You're good. You're good. Oh, you have an attachment. Hold on. Whoop, let me see that. Yo, that's sick as fuck. Show that on screen. Show it on screen. That's awesome. Bring it up. It's in the side chat. Hit the little chat thing next to us. Yeah.
It has.
I'm holding off the rest of my answer for a second.
The artist's actual name on it, so I don't know if you. I don't want to
Okay.
dox them.
Let me see. I can take a screenshot and then get rid of that. Just blur
There
it.
you go. Yes. Yeah, I'll wait to tell my story till we see this because I think everyone deserves to see this. It's awesome.
Yes, the way that they incorporated in the
Bottom
shadow,
right,
it's amazing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and just like take out the social security number and just paper it over.
Jesus Christ! I just realized I said 2005. Oh my God.
It's been 19 years.
It has in fact been 19 years.
Never see it again. Alright, let me drag this over here.
I was in fucking middle school. What the fuck? Anyway. Yeah.
It's very good. I really
That's
like
pretty fucking amazing.
It's pretty great.
That's awesome.
Gosh.
The only downside to Rifts, despite the fact that they have rules for basically everything, is that it is a very math-heavy game. It is a roll-under game. Although it has been redone recently to go into the Savage Worlds RPG system, which is substantially less math. I prefer Savage Worlds to anything D&D at this point. And because like everyone has 3 hit points. That's it. That's your hit points. Yeah. And it's good. It's good times.
Hi, Kiefer.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. So
all right, I'm
Dragon?
done taking up the air in the room.
Yeah.
What
Okay, we're
no
back to the
air
Copper
here, by the
Dragon.
way.
You're locked in. You're locked in. So Copper Dragon, yeah. Concept wise, funny thing. So I like doing the thing in D&D. I do the Old Man Henderson thing of like I have a character who just shows up constantly. If you know the story of Old Man Henderson and the Call of Cthulhu campaign, infamous story of a dude making a joke character that transcended games, and it's the best. The gimmick at the end of that story, basically, although I'll skip the rest because it's amazing, you should read it on like the 1D4chan wiki or something. It's famous. It's great. Is that the dude gets sucked through a portal before he presumably would have gotten killed, and so he just shows up in other campaigns that player was in, and so it's like, you know what? What if I did that, but with an actual character who wasn't a joke character? And so I built Kadeth. It's spelled how it sounds. Try me. Lots of apostrophes. I made him as this little guy who was a kobold paladin whose mannerisms are basically dwarven out of D&D. So starting off the campaign he was in, just wore like heavy full plate armor with the helmet completely closed off and like a dragon's mask sort of look. It looked amazing. But he's this little guy. So people are like, oh, he's obviously a dwarf paladin. I never told anyone his race. They just assumed because I said that you see this dwarf walking up to you. But partway through that campaign, the helmet gets knocked off and they have the reveal of Kadeth. This dude's like, very well spoken and proud of his accomplishments and the many more yet to come, and my party are my friends, and very just boisterous. Turns out to be this little kobold, and everyone's like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, I was about to ask. That's great.
It was the best. And so I played it straight, just that he is a guy who's genuinely trying to help people, and people hate kobolds because they think of them as like little bastards you gotta like kick out of your garden or
big old Tiamat followers. Yep.
But this was the gimmick, and I told my DM this ahead of time. I made this as a thing. He had fallen through a portal into the game world he was currently in from another presumably adventurous adventure, and in his backstory he came from a alternate D&D universe where the kobolds had risen up and defeated Tiamat, literally killed her, and so they're all militant anti-theists. Which I thought was such an interesting way to do that, because with the various types of kobolds that are out there, you can do a lot with that. You go like, oh, they're all like dragon riders, like how Dragon Riders Return or something, like the old novels. Or you could do like, oh, do they hate anything that has anything to do with Tiamat? Kill it on sight. We're protectors of the realm kind of stuff. And that was kind of where my character came from. So he kept coming back. During that campaign, this is where I lead to the dragon concept. I would love to have a dragon, copper dragon OC, because that's what he turned into due to scientific magic tech shenanigans during that campaign. He drank a potion that had a 5% chance of doing cool shit to him, and the rest of the rolls on that D20, he would have just exploded like a fireball and died instantly. Well, and during a duel with the Black Knight, ironically, in the archetype, the dragon of the main villain, the dude who was like next in line to him, not an actual dragon, I got into a one-on-one duel with a guy.
As far as you know.
My party supported me, and my character brought this potion from earlier in the campaign with him that we had never actually identified. And he's like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna drink this and see what happens. And sure enough, just pop the cork, and suddenly explodes into a full-on half-dragon, full size.
Jeez.
And I kept that. So whenever he shows up in a campaign, he has a small chance to be Kadeth the kobold, little dude, or he ends up being the half-dragon dude. That would be fucking sick as a rebrand. Cool. Just saying.
That's fun.
It was such a fun. I love RPGs so much. They're so crazy. God damn.
It's always interesting when the GMs are open to settings mashups.
Yes.
I had it was a Faerun campaign. Okay, we're gonna get into super nerdy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay, for those that are not aware, in D&D,
like Greyhawk or something.
In D&D, there are multiple settings. There's multiple worlds. There's things, ancient ones that have been around for longer than anyone that's on this stream has been alive, called Ebonhawk and Greyhawk. Then there is Faerun, which most people are familiar with, is known as Forgotten Realms. Your Baldur's Gate 3, all that stuff is Faerun.
Yeah.
Then there's Eberron, which is a setting that was made by a fan that got so much pickup that it became official. It is a slightly more steampunkish setting. And it has a race of creatures called the Warforged, which, hey, if maybe you've heard this one before, is a race of sentient robots that have become, or a bunch of robots that have gained sentience. They're magical constructs. They're not technically robots. They are made out of wood and metal and stone and everything like that, and they become alive. They are a supplementary race for Faerun, depending on what version of D&D you're playing at this point, but they're generally considered they don't exist. The GM I was playing with at the time was trying to bring in some of the new cleric stuff and everything like that, which is like, there's a cleric with a forge, which is basically a like armor smith cleric almost. And I said, hey, what if I was a like old derelict warforge that they found under the chapel of the forge, that this is the first time it's waking up to sentience. Like, hey, this is Faerun. No one knows about Warforged. No one knows that they can gain sentience. They just think they're golems and whatnot. How would the world interact with that? So being a basically chapel of a god that believes in, putting as much effort as you can into smithing and crafting, it was pretty well accepted. And so the character became full-blown cleric, and at the start of the journey was basically, hey, you need to go interact with the rest of the world. You should be fine. Just you need to learn more about it, because like he's still understanding what emotions are. He's still understanding this stuff. It's basically, what if Commander Data from Next Generation was a cleric of the Forge?
That's pretty sick.
It was a
I
lot
like
of
that a
fun.
lot.
Because understanding what hey, there's a problem that I have. Have you ever heard the Superman speech about living in a world of cardboard?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one from the JLU.
Yeah. So the idea is like, hey, if you understand your own strength and what you have to interact with, you always have to be cognizant of it in some cases if you are substantially stronger than you are. This is a problem that this frame has. But in also what this character has. But because he's developing emotions and stuff like that, very much like Commander Data, very lighthearted and whatnot. But when he has built emotional ties with something and it's threatened, it's very bad for the other person. It was a lot of fun. It's just it's also very interesting because most of the other players had also never interacted with Everon or anything like that. So them having to react to, hey, he's pulling pieces of his body off and replacing it with armor that we found. What's going on? Because they literally just take like metal and armor, and that's how they make their armor. They literally attach it to themselves.
I love it.
With basically a rivet gun equivalent. Anyway,
that's pretty cool. I love. I think I made a post about this the other day. I love media where automatons, robots, AI, etc., are more human than the humans that they're next to. Like, it's really, I've always found that in stories to be really emotionally affecting and just immediately hooks me. The Iron Giant is one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
Period. It will make me cry every time I watch the ending.
I strongly believe the episode Measure of a Man from Next Generation is the best episode of Star Trek content that exists.
Yes, it is a philosophical argument that is just a damn good episode of television. It's really good. Fucking BT 7274 Titanfall 2.
Yeah,
Protocol
BT
3, Protocol 3. Fucking
yep.
Titanfall 3 needs to happen. God damn it! I want more. I need more. No, none of this Apex Legends. We're gonna make a sequel to that bullshit.
Lomari,
no.
Have you ever played Titanfall 2?
You need to play it.
You should play Titanfall 2.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You will probably simp over BT. Don't worry about it. But you should play Titanfall 2.
Yeah. No, legitimately, you will enjoy it.
It is also it has some of the best first-person shooter levels in a game
ever. Period. It's a decade old and it's still that good.
There is a button prompt in that game that still lives as one of the best button prompts I've ever seen in a video game, and I'm not going to tell you.
Nobody in chat spoil her on this. Nobody in chat spoil her. I'm going to force you to play this game. It goes on sale for like $4 on Steam.
You've heard the joke one of like, press X to pay respects. What if there was a literal antithesis to that? What if there was something that was actually amazing to have as a button prompt? And that is all I'm going to tell you.
Yes, Titanfall 2 is great. Its single player is one of the best 4-hour campaigns I've ever played. I'm not joking. It's very short, but it's good.
Yeah, I want to say like average is like 4 to 6.
Yeah, it's compact. If you know what you're doing, you get it done in 4 hours. The multiplayer is insane. If that is the kind of thing for you, if you want to be like grapple hooking around corners and smashing dudes in faces and calculating the trajectory of EPG rocket shots to hit a dude around that corner while you hit another dude with an incendiary grenade and you punch a dude in the face. Yeah, play that. It's great.
Yeah, so Apex Legends is a quasi-sequel to Titanfall, but it is literally, they had to, and this is from the developers, they had to go and like, how can we slow this down and give less options so that it could be available to the wider audience? Because there is wall running in Titanfall 2. There is grapples, as ID10 mentioned. There is double jumps. There is jumping between platforms and grappling and all this other stuff. And the closest that they have in Apex is the slide, which is fine. The slide's great.
Right. Slides are fine.
The slide in Apex is very, very good.
People drink water.
But yes, you should play Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Legitimately great. Again, goes on sale for like what, $2.50 to $4 on Steam, like constantly. Like they want to give it to you. They want you to play the damn game. Take it. I'm gonna fucking shove it in your face. You can eat it. It's so good.
Ow.
There is a reason people have been clamoring for a sequel for ages, and we won't tell you why, except that it's that good. Worth it.
I'll try it out.
Yeah. I'll buy you a fucking copy. I'll do the bad rats thing and hand you like 10 copies of Titanfall 2.
I may actually. I need to look.
Oh.
I do charity events multiple times per year, and one of the things I have is the Wheel of Games, which is where if you donate, you get to spin the Wheel of Games, and then I give you a key on whatever it lands on. I may have extra copies of Titanfall 2. I will find out.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. But yeah, pop it in the schedule for hijack. Okay, you hijacked us on, or you Shanghaied us onto here. We're taking you for a ride.
Now I'm being kidnapped.
You're being kidnapped.
We're going to put you in a giant mech suit, and the mech
Yes.
suit's going to become your friend.
Oh.
Yeah, your mech suit is your best friend. What was the movie that came out recently? I'm forgetting the name. Do you know what I'm talking about? There was a movie that came out recently that was like a direct-to-video kind of. Oh, no, everything's direct-to-video. What the fuck am I talking about?
I don't know what you're saying now.
There was a. Somebody has to know about this. I'm forgetting the name of the actress who's in it. She's super famous. It's a movie that is Titanfall, except not. And the gimmick is that it's a researcher or reporter or someone who's stuck in one of those instead of an actual soldier. And so I'm forgetting the name of it. Somebody has to have seen, like, in the past year, there were ads for it. And people were like, oh, this is Titanfall 2, but
is this
stupid.
the thing with, I've not seen it, but I know what you're talking about. It was on Netflix.
Yes. I think it was on Netflix. Atlas. I think that might have been the one.
Which is hilarious because Atlas is the literal name of a Titan in Titanfall 2.
Yeah, they stole from Titanfall 2. All the Greebles that are on the Titans, it matches. And people were like, my dude, did you just steal, like, their homework? What is this?
It's like, if no one's going to make more Titanfall content, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, but they didn't make it good, though, is the problem.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I heard that the back and forth dialogue, once the main story really kicks into high gear, and it's just main character and her friend robot, it just kind of gets boring. It's like, oh, that sucks. That's the best part of Titanfall 2 is the banter and the just general connection between the characters and how it builds.
I like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Okay, if you like Pacific Rim, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Too bad about that second movie that never happened. Though.
That didn't happen. There's no sequel.
What are you talking about? Yeah, they never came up with it.
It's
They
only
never
the
went
one.
through. Only the one.
I am unsullied by seeing anything beyond the original Pacific Rim.
Same.
Good.
That's all
I
there
heard
is.
the anime is pretty good.
Is it?
I heard it's okay.
No.
I Pacific Rim 1 just had that kinesthetic feel that I love. If you're gonna put a giant robot on something that's that big, like Megazord size shit, you better be smashing shit up. You better have shots from the perspective of a person on the ground who would totally see this happening. You gotta have it feel like they're big. Stop putting them in Power Rangers situations where they're like flat shots. Show it from an angle where it's like a person on a rooftop sees this shit happening.
Also, the fact that it was like mostly nighttime, mostly rainy, mostly like wet areas, like so good. And then the thing that doesn't exist was like daytime.
What if daytime?
And we're great. Everything's fine.
How do you
also
explain-
all of capitalism is great except when it does this, except when it doesn't. I'm not going to spoil because the movie doesn't exist.
It's not real.
I don't want to do the whole China said to do a thing, but they did a thing. They did a stupid. Okay, do you want to be spoiled for the movie that doesn't exist?
No, I'd rather not know anything more about the thing that doesn't exist.
Good.
I'm just gonna get mad.
I'm going to bring up the thing that the movie was financed by Chinese broadcasting companies. And I'm not going to say that to then be a racist piece of shit. I'm going to say they did put money into it, and they had general themes of what they wanted to put into the movie, and that is fine to do with your movie. But it felt really distracting for the movie to have the point that capitalism is bad, actually, except when these guys do it. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Wait. Pull that back a sec. Hold on. Could you turn that back?
Like what?
I didn't like that at all. It felt very much like
I think capitalism is bad in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
But like Pacific Rim was
Yeah, like I don't know that theme it really that doesn't the entire the movie is about a survival against an invasion. All right, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll tell you one thing about I'll poison your mind with one single thing about the sequel that's going to drive you insane. Charlie Day is the villain.
Huh?
What?
Excuse me, my sweet little science boy?
My sweet little
Who's hopped
Charlie
up on
work
alien
boy?
Juice?
My sweet little
yeah, he's
baby?
hopped up on alien juice and mind control. Yeah, it's stupid. It's very stupid.
All right.
That movie's just fun to laugh at in a way because it's like, come on,
it would just make me like furious because like for a reference on how much I like Pacific Rim, on my left hip thigh I have the kaiju Otachi tattooed
Ooh.
into my skin.
That's fucking cool,
Yeah.
actually. But that movie left a mark on some people in a really good way. And in your
Me too.
case,
I was about to say, like, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Gosh.
got Otachi like curled up in the kind of like, you know how when you see the xenomorphs, they're always like in a circle.
Yes.
Yeah, except when they're like doing the weird stretchy thing.
Yeah,
that everyone's like draw booba on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like whenever it's say like the art where it's like, oh, ancient xenomorph art, it's like circle. And so I have Otachi in that circle, and then as like a little Easter egg, kind of like orbiting around him, I have the ship and the shuttle from Firefly.
That's pretty cool. Oh, you got good taste.
Yeah.
Firefly has its problems.
The
in
most
retrospect, but it's pretty
impactful 8-episode television show ever. 10?
12.
10 aired.
good. Which
Well, there's
accidentally
12, but only 10 aired.
yeah, which accidentally gave Joss Whedon a lot of push in the neurosphere, which is in
Look,
retrospect
at that
not
time,
exactly
we
the
didn't
best
know
thing.
that that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but then looking
seeing
back, it's
what
like
the future
man.
plans were that he had for it, it's kind of okay with me that it ended.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that too. Looking back on other stuff he worked on, like Buffy is still great. It holds up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Buffy that like feels kind of cheesy and crappy, but it's like honestly, you had the budget, you had whatever. The later seasons,
Look,
I
I'll
loved
defend
actually.
the
Those
show
were controversial,
Angel
but I
until
loved
the
them.
day that I cease to be. It's fine.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
Angel's fine. It wasn't quite my
But
thing.
we don't
but
talk
I
about
like
the fourth season. We don't talk about that.
The
one.
last
It's
one,
fine.
yeah.
No, the last
Yeah, no,
season's
we don't.
fine. The season
No, we
where his son. Look, it's just anything that has to do with his son. We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about Angel's son. He's dead to us.
Also dead to. Well, anyway.
Well, so anything involving was it Hope? The last season of Buffy. I loved that. I'm a weirdo. I love, again, this is the theme with me. I like media that plays around with the thing that it's in, so it doesn't just like do the story straight and that's it. I like when a show or a movie goes, so about that, what if we throw a little bit of the thing in the mix? So having a character who may or may not exist in the story just show up was a mind fuck for me watching it in real time. Because I'm like, what are you talking about? What the fuck? What do you mean? Oh, I was there when you did this. I'm like, no, you fucking weren't. Who are you? Who the fuck? The show perfectly sets you up to distrust her. And then by the end, you're like, she's my sister too. Oh, I want her to be okay.
She's a good character. Yep.
Or Dawn, not Hope. Fuck.
No,
You know what I
Hope
mean?
was
Yeah,
the demon
Dawn.
villain in.
Shit, no,
one of
Hope's the other.
later seasons. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Dawn. God damn it. And my
Yeah,
brain
Dawn
just
was
instantly-
in like
yeah.
2 or 3 seasons after that, right? Because they
Yeah,
would
yeah.
switch television channels and then it was
2 total.
continued.
She was in 2 total. It was the one season where she shows up and then after in the kind of the post story series, I want to call it.
And then they killed her mom and it was fucked.
Yeah.
The Body is one of the most affecting episodes of television I've ever seen. I was not prepared for that. I watched it. I watched that last season-ish. Yeah, about I want to say several years ago, but it was well past the point it aired. And I knew about the reputation of the episode. I didn't know it was coming when I was watching through a huge bank of episodes. And the moment it hit, I actually had to sit and stop watching the show for a bit. I had to like put the folder away and go, I'm just gonna like go to therapy and talk to my therapist about this. I'm legitimately going to figure things out because that hit me like a sack of bricks. It's so well done. There's so much cheesy garbage that happens in TV shows that are like genre fodder like that. But The Body is one of the best episodes of anything I've ever seen. I cannot stop talking about it if you let me get going.
The only
It's just
thing I
good.
remember about Buffy, because I saw it ages ago, the only thing I remember is that unfortunately,
Yeah.
certain platinum-headed idiot awakened things in young me, and
Oh, you were a
Oh, you're a Spike
You
fan.
Spike-
Okay.
No, of course you would be. Of course you would be.
He's so sassy.
Yes, he was. I know. He was great. I love him
Look-
so much.
Look, everything about Spike, regardless of them trying to redeem him, he's a shitlord. He did some
Oh, he's
heinous
terrible.
stuff.
He's a
But-
sweet little idiot.
Well,
No, he's
he's
not.
also a
He's a
sexual
murderer.
abuser and a whole
He's a
bunch of other things.
Look, no, okay, I
yeah,
don't
we
count
did
that
that
as
actually.
canon because, like, even the actor was
What
like,
do you mean you count as canon? It's
Yeah.
right there.
I don't, but like, I don't even
can't
count
do
that
that.
episode as happening. The bad one because what's his name? Masterson
Yeah, James Marston.
was doing an interview about it, and
Yeah.
like he was even talking about how like that wasn't supposed to happen. He didn't sign up for that,
Oh.
and he doesn't film that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
had to
Right.
legit go to therapy after it because of
Oh, yeah.
it, because it
Oh.
was Joss being
James
a
Marster
shitlord.
himself is a fantastic person.
Yeah, yeah, but,
yeah,
like-
he's
I've
great.
heard that he's just great. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
yeah, he was on a recent So okay, this is a long pull on
Okay.
on YouTube. The actor from Smallville that was Lex, Michael Rosenbaum, also the voice of
Yeah.
the Flash and everything like that.
Yeah.
He's big actor, done a bunch of stuff. He runs a video podcast and a regular podcast called Inside of You, and interviews a bunch of people. And he recently had a really long one with James Marster, and it was great. Strong recommend. It's on YouTube. Go watch it. It's like an hour and a half.
Hi, Max.
It's fantastic.
Check that out.
But yes, James Marster himself is great. Spike is a shitlord, but I understand.
Yeah, but like
You
the
are not
thing-
alone.
The reason
Yeah.
why some stuff I don't like, some stuff has the Joss Whedon slime on it, where it's like
Mhm.
this was not a thing that made sense, but you did it, and now it's here, and so I'm like, oh, I ignore. That's your
The-
weird
the-
funk. Away.
You know, the whole all lesbians are evil thing was really weird. I
Mhm.
noticed that. That was a very strange
Away.
decision.
There's certain things that I just retcon because I smell Joss all over it, and I'm like, oh,
Don't
wait.
smell him. Don't do that.
No, don't do
Yes.
that. He likes that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Understand.
No, I will say that like Spike eventually ends up on Angel and is a great additional to that cast. And I giving you crap because Spike himself as a character has done like he doesn't have the Angelus excuse
just a
of
few murders.
well, not even
Just a
the
few.
murders are one thing. There are things that anyway.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
watch Angel or go watch Buffy and Angel
Yes.
if you have not. Chat.
Yes.
It's a lot. It's like 13,
Yes.
12 seasons of Buffy and then another 5 of Angel. You could
Buffy's
probably
like
skip a
6,
lot
I
of
think,
episodes.
technically, actually.
there
There's
6
I
Angel?
because I remember the way it was split up was that it was when television seasons were a lot longer, so 6 was technically 12
Oh, I
by
see.
nowadays standards. It's a little funky. Because like it used to be the 20 episode or so core, and now it's like 8 or 12.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
it's double what you think if you think by modern standards. It's a lot.
But I get it, Lomari. I understand.
Yeah.
Look, I get you.
Anything
there
that
are-
anything that I smell, I smell that man's skunky stunk on. I smell real.
Stop
Yeah.
smelling him.
Xander's still
I
the
can't
worst.
help
though.
it. It's stinky. Xander's awful.
Yeah,
Xander's just the fucking worst, and I love that he's the Joss Whedon insert character because I could
Uh-huh.
tell from a mile away. Like I'm supposed to identify with this guy. I'm just gonna not.
Yeah, because he's like the worst
He's not-
friend.
Because the thing is, like, he's at certain points in the show, he's fine, and then others, it's like you're just kind of an asshole, aren't you? I don't
Mhm.
like you.
Yeah, he
Okay.
sucks.
It's
Yeah, he
always,
doesn't get
it's
anything
also
interesting
very
to do.
wild when like they dive into characters like so. Xander had
Mhm.
some stuff that is helpful later on, but he's a
Right.
shitlord for most of the
He's-
series. But then
he's
there's
a
like
dumb name.
Wesley, who was absolutely
Yeah.
terrible in Buffy.
I don't even remember
Uh,
Wesley.
Wesley was the Watcher who took over for Giles.
Yeah.
The even
Wesley
more British
sucked.
dude.
Oh no! What if he's aggressively worse in British? Oh yeah.
But then he goes over
Uh.
to Angel and basically has his own existential crisis and becomes like one of my favorite characters on that show.
Yeah.
It's very
That's what I
good.
want from Star Wars. That's what I want from like extended universe. We're gonna jump between shows stuff. Have characters have character development that sticks, and you have to watch the other thing to understand it.
Mm.
I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
I love that.
Who was the
And
one
basically
who
the
was
way
like
I
a
always looked at-
green guy?
That's Doyle. Yeah. So he was a wonderful character as someone with Irish origins in some form myself. I was very excited because it was a main character that was deliriously Irish, like super Irish, Irish American specifically. Like that's not a very common thing that you see in television. Usually they're like, oh, they're from Northern Ireland or they're from the Republic of Ireland type stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the actor passed about 2 months after finishing the first season of the
Oh
show.
shit! I had no idea.
And so like they had quote unquote his character died at the end of the first season, but that wasn't supposed to be the end of that
Ooh.
character.
Yeah.
And unfortunately they just had to make it permanent
Yeah.
because he passed. So
That's like what happened with
the-
Ares and Xena.
yes.
Poor
Yeah.
guys.
Oh gosh, that was a while back. You're bringing backwards. You're bringing me back to like Xena. Oh my god, we're old.
My
Look,
cat's
hell.
name is
Kevin
Xena.
Sorbo is a pile of
Oh.
shit, but I
He's
still love the Adventures of
terrible.
Hercules.
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo
Like-
is kind of a terrible person and also doesn't know how to read lines. And I love it.
Hercules
It's-
would be
it's fine. It's not
ashamed
gonna
of
ruin-
Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
oh yeah,
It-
absolutely.
the
Hercules
the
would like
fucking-
throw him out the building. Like it's fine.
Yeah, the
Um,
fucking disappointed line that everyone memes on is the best. He
Mhm.
absolutely read that line wrong. He absolutely read it wrong. It was supposed to just be him getting mad and yelling.
Which is fine because it's
It's
like
so dumb.
the fairest thing is like as much as you meme on it in that episode that it's actually from, it's 100% makes sense for that character to do that because it's evil Hercules. who's extremely full of himself. It's
I
hilarious.
liked Aeolus.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Aeolus, Aeolus was rad.
We're starting to dive a bit deeper than I have memory of. Unfortunately,
The sidekick, Hercules' sidekick.
Well, there's like 3 in that
The
show.
blonde,
so
like
the blonde actual
surfer dad.
physical dude.
Yeah,
so
I vaguely remember him. Okay,
because
okay. It's been a
there are
bit.
some episodes where Hercules is with Aeolus, and there's some episodes where he's with
Joxer.
Herodotus. Well, Joxer
from Xena.
is
Right.
well, he's from both, but mostly from Xena. There's a merchant dude that he travels with occasionally. I can't remember his name now for the life of me. But yes, Aeolus. In history, Aeolus may have been Hercules' lover, but that's a separate conversation. But in the show, he's basically he is the human that has trained alongside Hercules throughout most of the show. He's very much he's the
Gabrielle.
Slightly more, he's slightly more competent at combat. Gabrielle.
I mean, hell, Gabrielle becomes an Amazon. She gets there.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
But like Aeolus literally trained up with Hercules, and like they went on and made young Hercules, and you see them training and all this.
Xena was definitely, I think, probably what I can pinpoint exactly the moment that little Lomari was like, "I'm bisexual."
Yeah, I mean, look,
There we go.
Lucy Lawless is not only a wonderful person, she is a wonderful looking person.
Because I remember seeing it was her. So
and
first we
Xena
see
the character
is
a wonderful personality.
Oh, babe.
So all of those things combined, I understand.
Well, because it was like it was her and my brain going, huh? But then it was Ares and my brain going, huh?
Ares is the magnificent bastard of that show in that like he's an asshole, but you like to see him interact with the show. So
I love his little like
makes sense.
hip out stand he does.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And mind you, this is the era of television where my stupid child brain was totally into like Power Rangers and Big Bad Beetleborgs and stuff. So like I missed half of this.
Oh, you mean Ghost Jay Leno?
Yeah, Ghost, fucking Frankenstein Jay Leno, best character.
I used to stand on the arm of a couch and then do a front flip onto the cushions while doing the Xena battle cry.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I get you.
I
understand.
loved it. It was great.
So let me think. Where was I going to go with it? The wild thing in Xena is that Ares' son Cupid is actually Judge Dredd. And also the guy in The Boys, and it's just it's so wild. If you go back and look at Cupid from Xena, and Eomer, yes, and what's his face from the second Riddick movie?
Guy.
I can't remember the name.
Man,
he's actually a cool
Mohawk.
character in that movie. It's just been so long since I've seen that movie that I can't remember.
He's also the butcher in The Boys.
Yeah, he's the main character in The Boy. Yeah, well,
I like him. I can't watch that show. It stresses me out.
I can't watch that show because people relate to the wrong people, and it makes me sad,
no, they keep forgetting about like, some of these people are not good people. Actually,
no one in that show is a good people.
Everyone's fucking terrible.
There are 2 people that are good people in that show: the wife that was kidnapped and the child, and that's it. Everyone else is a shitty person.
I can't watch it.
Or becomes a shitty person over time.
Yeah. I can't watch it because legitimately Homelander scares the shit out of me.
Oh yeah,
and so I can't watch it. I can't. I'm so scared of him.
The dude is the dude is a good representation according to I think it was like I've seen articles where it's like a psychologist talks about Homelander and it's like he is straight up a psychopath who's able to barely function in society because his idiosyncrasies accidentally line up with celebrity. And so it's like, okay, as long as he's happy, nobody dies. And then somebody makes him unhappy and they fucking die. It's like, oh, well, that's what they wish they could do. Oh, that's bad. Okay.
Yeah, look like this.
If you associate in any way with Homelander and positive thoughts, please talk to a therapist.
Yeah. Like
yes, if you want to fuck Homelander, please get help.
The second I saw him on screen, and he was like kind of acting sort of normal at the time, well, normal for him, like celebrity man, I was already so uncomfortable. I was just like,
even just so his actor is phenomenal.
He's actually the sweetest guy, apparently.
His actor's a silly goober and is extremely uncomfortable with the things that Homelander does. But he's really great because he has a way of making his face look when he smiles that you can actually just see the dead inside on the eyes, and it's wild. Because you ever see him, Anthony Starr, right? If you ever see him in actual interviews smiling, it does not look like that. So he's very good at what he does.
It's very much like what's his name? Joffrey. Like the actor, smart,
Yeah.
sweet boy. The character, I don't like you.
Actors who can play really good bad people
Mhm.
are scary to me because I know logically they are good people who do their jobs well and honestly have been pretty good at doing those jobs well and being affable while doing it. But then the characters themselves are horrifying. It's like, well, what do I do here?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that feeling. There's a softer version of that is Keanu Reeves playing anybody, because Keanu Reeves is, in my opinion, very workmanlike. He cares a lot about every role he's in because he wants to full ass everything.
Mhm.
He will put his whole everything
Pussy.
into whatever he's in. He will put
What?
his full pussy into.
He's gonna put his full Keanu into it. Everything.
Okay.
So, no, Keanu, if he's in a role, he's going to take it seriously, no matter what. Johnny Mnemonic, watch that movie from back in the day, and he still puts a lot of effort into it, despite it being a really stupid movie. Like, he cares enough to do it. But when he is playing a character, you don't think, oh, that's Keanu Reeves. You think, that's the guy. He's playing a character, and that character, he is fully him, despite him barely physically changing for any of them. You
Mhm.
understand him to be a person. And so you can empathize with who he's, like, if he's going to be John Wick, you go, yeah, I could believe that Keanu Reeves would do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He would.
Well,
He'd kill his
it's
dog, you know,
interesting
you get what's
because
coming to you.
It's very interesting because John Wick
Mhm.
made some people reopen their eyes on it. Like,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
he has a cadence
He
of
was
speech and
reviled for a
everything
little
like
bit.
that, but too many people associate Ted as his manner of speaking, which is really not
Right.
how he talks.
My favorite thing of him, and I'll watch it over and over and over again, is Constantine.
Yeah,
Constantine's really good, actually.
Mhm.
in,
it's a
like,
bad
weird
interpretation
ways.
of the comic,
Oh,
but it's
for
a
sure.
great movie.
Yeah.
Mhm. Great
It's a
movie.
terrible interpretation. Apparently, Constantine's coming back. They're thinking of putting
Yes.
putting the
Yeah,
character.
they've
in more
already
stuff, 'cause
they
they're
actually
like,
just
we
announced
fucked
that
it
the
up.
script was completed
Good.
last week.
Beautiful, good, because they, like, the animated movies for
Mhm,
was it
mhm,
DC? They have him
mhm.
in there, and it's like, cool. That's the cool John Constantine. That's really cool. And then they just like do nothing in live action because
Mhm,
well, no one's gonna buy into this.
Well,
the
so
bad
the
movie
interesting
happened.
thing is that the Constantine that's
love
in all of
Constantine.
the
Yeah.
As a
animated
separate
films is based off of the TV series that ended up going on to. He ended up in DC's Legends of Tomorrow,
Right.
which is a
Right, right.
fantastic interpretation of the comic book character Constantine, John
Mhm,
Constantine.
mhm.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
I can't remember that actor's name. He did a phenomenal job.
The blonde
The
guy.
season of the TV show that they got was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And him in Legends of Tomorrow was amazing. He is phenomenal as John Constantine, and that is because he did it so well. They took that exact interpretation of the character and then started putting him in the DC animated universe stuff
Mhm, mhm,
to the
mhm.
point
Yeah.
where there's a movie that's meant to be a direct sequel to the TV show for Constantine.
Right.
I can't remember the specifics.
Yeah, my thing with
I wasn't aware
Constantine
of
is
it, yeah.
like, I see the Constantine movie as its own movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
like
Also,
my
best depiction of
brain,
Satan.
yeah, my brain does not anymore connect it with like the comic
Yeah.
Constantine.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's
Satan in
fair.
that movie is so good. Tilda Swinton in that movie
Yep.
is so good.
Yeah.
Tilda
Yeah.
Swinton awoke many a person to understanding that they may be bisexual
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Like
because
androgynous
she's very
angel.
androgynous in there and does
Beautiful.
fantastic in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My brain does a weird thing, by the way. When I'm thinking of the Constantine movie, for some reason that's inexorably linked with the Max Payne movie with Mark Wahlberg,
Oh.
which is
That's
the
a
dumbest
very different
fucking
movie.
choice.
Yeah.
I know, but my they came out around like roughly the same time, and my brain just somehow like created a link that doesn't exist. I think it's the aesthetic of the movie. I think that's what did it for me.
Yeah.
'Cause my brain just went. They're in. I don't know why. That movie's fucking
Those
terrible.
movies
and
were
there's not Max
separated by
Payne.
4 years. What are you talking about?
I don't know. My brain's stupid. Okay.
No,
I saw them
do
in like
have-
a Walmart next to each other as DVDs.
That's
And
okay.
I wasn't sure.
I will say they have very similar color grading and
Yes.
some of their shots are very similar. I also don't think the Max Payne movie is a bad movie. I think it is just not what people were looking for. I think it is a very
with, Megan Fox in it.
Miss Megan Fox.
I don't remember. All I know is Mark Wahlberg does the scream and it's stupid.
I very briefly
Who's in it?
considered getting his Constantine's forearm tattoos.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Oh yeah.
Mila Kunis is in that.
Mila Kunis.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, that was
Not
around the
Megan
beginning of her
Fox.
career kicking off, right?
Yeah, that was some of
Yeah.
the first time she was in films instead of just that 70s show.
Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves
yeah.
plays Batman and Super Pets.
What?
Sure, why not?
I was unaware of this.
Yeah.
Why not?
What the hell?
I have been okay. Keanu Reeves has been growing on me like a fine wine as he
Oh,
gets
I thought you were going to say
older.
like a fungus.
No, like as he gets older, I'm more like,
Oh, you have a type.
oh,
He's aged very well.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he-
yeah.
he's He's kept him shaped. He like it looks a little weird nowadays to see him without a beard.
Yes,
but
like I like
yes.
scruffy Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Like I don't want him clean shaven. He
Yeah.
looks so good scruffy.
Uncle Keanu is the best.
Mhm.
He's kind of just made it all work.
I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to take it. He's gone through a lot of shit in his
Oh,
life.
yeah.
He's a lot
Really
of
has. I would
family
love to
loss
hug
and
him.
everything like that. Yes.
Yeah, the side Keanu
Uh,
pictures were taken during a very actually bad time in his life.
Yeah.
I like he said like I wasn't sad during that time. I was just freaking hungry.
He's
But
also an
yeah.
immortal vampire.
I mean that look
totally.
We don't shine light.
We don't talk about that, otherwise we get caught.
We don't know that he's a vampire, but he may be immortal.
He's an immortal.
But it like because he like visually again when he shaves you can tell. When he hasn't shaved,
Yes.
that man.
And there's
it looks-
paintings of him from ages ago.
Okay, but are we
That's
sure that's
him.
real? Are we sure?
So those paintings are real paintings. Obviously, they're not of.
Yes, they
Keanu
are.
Reeves.
Okay.
He changed
I
his
mean,
name.
as far as we know. I mean, one of those paintings is actually of Vlad Tepes, and so that's a whole separate.
That's what I'm saying. He's an immortal vampire.
Okay, is this suddenly conspiracy theories the show? Where are we going with this?
He's vampire.
He's vampire. You're losing syllables as we go.
Could be Dorian Gray.
Keanu
We don't
Reeves,
know.
Vampire.
You know what? We're talking about tangents. Did you have other questions?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you just hooked on Keanu at this
Look,
point?
I don't
You
mind
can't
us
pick things?
talking about Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves,
I-
vampire. Okay. Okay.
You want to talk about the Cyberpunk 2077 main plot? It's pretty dope, actually. No,
Did you see that
it's
they're
very- well,
adding
look-
Edge Runners DLC?
they did already
Are
a
they?
long time ago.
Well,
Oh.
like to have like what's her face in it?
Wait, what?
They're adding
Lucy?
No, the other one, the good one, the little one, the angry one, Rebecca.
I can't say why that's not possible, but that's not possible.
That would be
We all
very
know if we've seen-
hard.
If
The
we've seen Edge
timeline
Runners,
would be wrong.
Yeah.
it'd be entirely wrong. In
They're,
fact, no.
But they're adding. I don't know if it's just aesthetics or the character, but they're adding the outfit at least. I don't know if it's a person.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, they're adding
Rebecca.
her into freaking Guilty Gear.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
Okay, I thought Lucy was in Guilty Gear. I thought I got it wrong.
Who's the as someone who has not seen Edge Runner, I only know all of the stuff
you
around
need
it.
to you need
I
to
know.
actually. It is incredible.
I'm
gonna shut
still
the hell
trying to
up
watch
about
the rest of
spoilers.
Castlevania. I don't have time to watch any
Finish
television.
Castlevania first because it's great. It's so fucking good.
So they're adding Lucy to
Okay,
Guilty
they're
Gear.
adding Lucy. I figured Lucy's got more viability, I think. Rebecca's problem would be far too many ranged attacks, which is weird in Guilty Gear because that means that you are a zoning master. You just can't be touched.
Yeah.
She has literal guns. I mean, hey. But nanowire, you could work with that, sure. Why not? It's another weapon. Just do the Ivy from Soul Calibur approach. Why not? Just ignore the one move that insta-kills no matter what health you're at, because that's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, wait, here it is. I think I found the.
Okay, what do you got?
I think it might be just her gear that they're
Okay.
adding
I was going to say it because I don't think that Rebecca can show up.
because of.
A few
Silver's
reasons.
Silver
It's
will
fine.
learn.
Where is
I
it?
know the general
You
gist
know.
of that show. You're
Yeah,
fine.
I've never
Yeah.
watched it all,
It's,
but I
will be
have already
clear.
been
Like,
spoiled.
Please watch the entire
I
show.
have a.
It's so
I mentioned I like playing investigative games. My brain does not stop crunching on what's happening narratively, and so
Mm.
if I cared about spoilers, I would probably ruin every story surprise that exists.
Yeah.
But because like it's fine. I story beats do not give context, and so knowing what happens does not mean you know how it happens. And so for me, spoilers like I'm not going out of my way to look stuff up. But if someone tries to spoil something for me, it does not ruin anything for me.
Okay. I myself
yeah.
am going to stay away from the topic because I would recommend seeing it all. Just
I
check it
have
out.
a bad habit of knowing what is going to happen and calling it out within the first 20-ish
Oh, I
minutes
do
of a
that.
movie.
Castlevania,
or
it's going to
game.
be hard to do that though. Just saying.
That's fine. That's fine.
Have you seen any episodes of it?
I've seen the entire first season.
Okay.
Oh,
That's about
of
where I'm at too.
Castlevania.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at too. So all I'm gonna say, best husband. Best husband award. Number one,
Look,
top
Everyone's on the
tier.
Alucard train.
Like they
Everyone's on the
made
Alucard train.
every wrong mistake possible. They falsely accused someone that was just trying to help other people of being a
Mhm.
witch. They burnt her at a stake, and she happened to
Yeah.
be the beloved of an
Mhm.
immortal vampire.
Mhm.
The
And
immortal
so-
vampires, the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, they made also after driving out the entire family of Belmonts from their society. So
Which is also a
like,
terrible decision. Yeah.
just bad decisions all around.
God.
Listen, I
Uh,
told my.
And I'm going to say that if he had only been targeting the church, Dracula did nothing wrong.
Nah, the church,
Everything else around it.
the
Actually,
church,
yeah.
everybody in the crowd, everybody cheering. You're dead. You're dead.
Your
I mean,
family
for the-
dead. Your friends dead. Your friends' dead.
Your pets, I'm
so
taking
the reason,
them.
like, again, from the purpose of the people in the crowd,
Die.
they literally did not know anything other than the fact that they were being told by someone in a position of authority that this person was a witch.
If their
right?
hands touched in a clapping motion one single time, you die.
Well, no. So even as she's dying, his wife literally yells to the heavens, like, "Please forgive them. Don't fuck them up. I'm sorry."
Nah,
And
dude.
he-
if
and he
that
goes,
were me, I'd
"Actually,
be like,
I'm going to ignore
my
all
love,
that."
kill every single one of them.
What did you say, my love? Burn them all? Yes, okay, I can do that. No, I said specifically, do not do that. Do not burn
Do
them all.
not.
Yes, burn them all.
That's
I
what
can't
heard.
hear over these roaring
Uh,
flames of my depression.
Yeah, no.
As a large Alucard stan, I am very excited to see where that continues after the end of season 1. I just
Imagine
haven't
if every
Ooh,
parent
I'm not gonna
named
tell you.
named their kids their name backward.
Well,
Imagine.
so-
Okay,
had-
it's not as bad as the Sephiroth and Cloud problem from when Final Fantasy VII came out. Now, there's a bunch of kids who are turning like 18 or whatever who are named Sephiroth and Cloud.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, narratively in Castlevania, maybe not the cartoon,
Mhm.
maybe not the anime, but his name is Alexander. It's just like when his father took up the mantle of Dracula, Dracul, the demon dragon, and all that stuff. He wanted to be antithetical to him, and therefore he's Alexander.
Yeah, very Kojima naming.
A little bit, yes. But his name, even in the lore of
Hard man.
Castlevania, is Alexander. It's in the manual for Symphony of the Night,
Mhm.
which I have within arm's reach right now.
That's awesome.
That's a better name than your dad's name backward.
You're not wrong.
It's a
You're
title.
not wrong.
It's a title.
Yes, my mom's name, Miss Mom. I am gonna be Sim. That's my
What?
name.
To be
The fuck you mean? Where are you
as
getting
a
that?
name,
Wait,
it's
hold on.
also like ignoring the meaning of it. It's still a good name. Like if
Mhm.
if his father wasn't named Dracula,
yeah,
Alucard is a fine name.
That's just
I do
reminds me
think
of the
that-
Batman meme where he like has the name Alucard written
Alucard.
on like a serving sheet, and then he holds it up to a mirror and it says Dracula. He's like,
It
Dracula.
is pretty funny. Look, I'm thinking back to Helsing when it was so fucking transparent who Alucard was
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire show, and I love that the show barely hides it. It's like, oh, his name is Alucard. It's like, that's a very strange name. Yes, it is. It's like you should probably spell that backwards or something.
hmm My I told my partner when we were watching that first episode, I was like, listen, honey, if this happens to me and I get burned at a stake, you better kill them all a year later. He's like, I would.
That's true love right there.
Exactly. Best husband.
But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you anything about seasons 2 or 3 except that they go into some very interesting places in ways that I didn't expect. If you do Silver, you do the whole I'm gonna deduce what's gonna happen after I hear that something's gonna happen thing, right?
Mm.
You're not gonna have shit that lead you to what happens.
That's fine.
It's
good.
really good. Like it's well written. I want to say Castlevania.
The only thing that
series
I've heard is that they reversed the roles of some characters in later seasons, which is unfortunate.
Not really. Not
Well,
quite.
specifically the characters from Curse of Darkness, I've been told that Isaac
Yes, they do.
and
They do something
get kind of like
they do something
heavily
interesting with
inverted.
that I'm cool with. I think that the way they did it made for more interesting writing, and I'm okay with this.
I think I've only seen the first season too of the thing.
Yeah.
First season's still great, but 2 and 3 just get wild. Also, there's Konami references everywhere, and it's funny.
No.
What,
All I
does
know
Captain
is
They,
there's
Konami
they straight
a-
up like referenced Gradius, I think, like once.
all I know about the
It's so
seasons in the
weird.
show and whatever is that there's a lot of ladies I will let step on me. Like a lot.
You don't want that, actually. You really don't want that. I'm just gonna
Just
say,
listen.
from my own
if it's the
experience
people that
watching
I
it,
think
you
I
don't.
know about, then probably you don't.
The
You
blonde,
really don't.
step on me. The redhead,
You're
step on me. The big one,
Lomari,
step
I'm
on
gonna
me.
be.
The other one,
Lomari,
step
I'm gonna
on
be.
me.
Okay, the big one, sure. But like the blonde, Lomari, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna be very blunt. You are okay, this is gonna sound mean, but I mean this in the nicest way possible. You are fucking stupid if you want her to step on you. You do
Step on
not
me.
know what she is capable
She might
of.
actually
No,
let me live
no.
because I don't have a peepus.
No, she won't. No, she won't.
I don't got no peepus. Heck,
have
if I
no
die,
idea.
I die. I go out in a good way. I
Yeah,
go
but you
out
just
blaze
told-
of glory.
But then you just
Okay.
said that everyone has to die. Anyway, okay.
Whatever.
Now,
yeah.
listen, if
Look, I've
in
got my
the
own-
stepping I die, I die.
I've got my own bad choices when it comes to this sort of thing. Don't worry about it. I am a hypocrite. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, no, if I die in the stepping process, I understand the risks. I signed up for this.
Look, at the very least, when I'm in a step on me kind of mood, I'm gonna look at like Carlock or something and go, she's actually really nice though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the problem is Carlock would never step on you because she's too nice.
No. She would be very nice and just be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, is this too much? Are you fine?
Like, I'm so sorry. Are you being burned? No. Yes. No.
Yes,
You like that?
but no.
Thank you.
It's like
Kinky
okay.
soldier. All right, proceed.
It's like that meme somebody drew of Lady Dismiss Crew.
What? Demetress?
Yeah, thanks. From
Lady
Resident
D.
Evil.
Lady D with a big D.
Yeah, Lady Distrimercus.
Demis-
Ethan
Demetress.
Ethan's running through the hallways. He's like, "No, don't chase me!" But he's like
Oh, yeah,
sparkles
okay,
around
yeah,
it, and then he
yeah.
stops and he looks around the corner to see if she's still chasing, and then she's after him. He's like, keeps running.
Oh God.
That's me.
I'm thinking of the fucking SpongeBob edited clip of that. This is the greatest day of my life.
That's me.
Poor Ethan. That
Oh,
man. That man's hands have gone through some trauma.
Just pour some
Our
liquid on
poor
him.
mold man.
Well, yeah, he didn't have any goop to use in the second one, and it didn't go as well. And it's just
Oh yeah, but also like the goop came later. He got better.
Yeah, listen, I
No,
Sorry, don't take
he
that out of context.
didn't.
Don't take that out of context. Don't
Nah,
take that out
he
of
can't.
context.
I was about to say he didn't get. Look,
No. He can't have been because he there was not about the goop. The goop was not the problem.
I've learned though
It was
from
everything else.
that game and other media that if humans are missing stuff and they're wounded, you just pour liquid on them and they get better.
a little goop juice.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
pour goop. Like if
Okay,
anybody comes on the ship and they're wounded, I'll just pour some unnamed goop. They get
Look,
better.
it works in Mass Effect. Metagel is just goop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Metajo is that. But actually, so hold up. You do know that Ethan, the goop thing only works for him, right? You do know that only works for him for very specific reasons.
I don't know,
So
man.
it doesn't only work for him,
But it
there's
works
a
better for
reason
him.
why it works better for him.
Yeah,
all I know.
absurdly well. Everyone else, it's like 90% isopropyl alcohol plus some extra nano machine shit or something, or not. Sorry, that's a specific other thing. It does some weird viral shit to you. Ethan's just like arm, no problem. Thunk.
Arm.
He's weird.
All I
It just cracked me up. Like when he
All
lost
I
his
retained-
fingers, he didn't reattach them, but that's a whole separate conversation.
No, you know,
Don't
it's fine.
don't worry
Staple
about
them. All I have retained is that human ow, pour goop.
I do, in
Fix.
fact, have a can of spray first aid bandage right next to me as well.
that. I actually happen to have the ointment version of that sitting in my cabinet. It's actually I didn't
So-
know. Okay,
We are close
back.
to goop juice.
I
We're
have
just not there
engine
yet.
coolant.
we really are.
You don't.
So-
No, you don't. You don't
Goop.
pour that on someone. No,
I
that's
think
not going
that's
to work.
flammable.
Goop.
Lomari, I gotta come on the
no.
ship and teach you about how humans work. Oh my god.
You just pour stuff on them.
You don't just pour
Any
stuff on
stuff.
them. It's not. Look, when
Any
you say
stuff.
they come on the ship and so you put stuff on them, you're
Yeah.
implying.
No.
If
like-
human
anyway,
wounded-
do you have other questions?
Yeah.
Do you have other questions that don't involve goop?
I didn't bring it. Listen, the goop. It's
You were the one locked on the
healing.
goop.
It's healing. If a human's wounded, you just pour liquids on them. Any liquid will work.
Sure.
No.
Sure. You know what? I'm just gonna agree so that she stops.
Yeah. Sometimes if all you have is Pepsi.
Okay, not Pepsi's not. No.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All you
Pepsi
got.
is highly acidic.
It's
don't
fine.
don't
Yeah,
pour
that
that
would
on
hurt.
an open wound.
That's
It
fine.
would hurt like that. No, it is not.
Listen.
Hello, chat. Much like Sophie in Persona 5, Strikers, I try to be humanity's friend. Do not let Lomari pour goop on you.
I heal you.
You're not.
Come here.
I will eventually teach Lomari how first aid works with biotics. Biotics? No.
Yeah.
Organics.
Metagel shit.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. Just
Yeah.
don't let her pour Pepsi on you.
Coffee?
No, Pepsi is not.
Definitely not coffee.
Okay, coffee would actually. No.
It's
Yeah,
a
no, don't do
stimulant.
that.
It would cause more bleeding. Don't do that.
Yes. Which means coffee idea. A D&D character who just pours acidic materials that you're supposed to ingest onto wounds to give you poison damage.
See, look, Baja Blasphemy Babe says we use Coke to clean rust off the exposed metal on cars. If it can clean
we do.
rust, it can heal. Pouring.
That's not how that works.
Not how that works.
Yeah, clean rust.
I'm not a
and clean
doctor,
blood.
but
All right,
Lamar,
guys.
you concern me sometimes.
No,
Oh,
it's
boy.
fine. They're wounded. I'll just stop pouring shit on them. It's all whatever's around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Pepsi though, yeah, Hellhounds knows. Hellhounds knows. You come over
Pepis.
here, I'll heal you. Yeah. Another question. Okay.
What do we got?
What is a number one game that you've wanted to stream but haven't yet?
Mari, I've been
That's a good
streaming since Justin TV days. That's a very hard question.
What is?
I'm trying to. I'm actually going to go through my Steam library right now to double check.
Because I
I've
have
been thinking
games
about
that
this.
like I want to stream, but then I forget, and then or I like my schedule's full, and so I just haven't.
The number one game that I want to stream but haven't gotten
Or like
to.
it could be one that's coming out soon too, if you don't have an older one. I have a few coming out
I have
soon.
both directions.
I'm just scrolling over and over. Where
Case
the
of
hell?
Golden Idol would be good.
I really want to play that what's it called, zoo something, where like there's the zoo animals and they're all like scary and weird.
Oh, that's coming out next year, I think. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
that
Yeah.
real bad.
Are you talking about the Metroidvania?
No.
No. We're talking about it's a 3D BioShock like, if I'm not mistaken.
see.
That's like a
I'm gonna
you're a
look at my
zookeeper
Zoocosis?
and
Yes.
yes, that one.
Zoocosis.
Yes, I
okay.
want to play that.
Zoocosis.
Real bad.
I'm literally scrolling through my entire library trying to find something I haven't played on stream that I want to. I want to play. Okay, here's one that's a weird one. That's not like a I love this game, but more of a this would be interesting to talk about.
Ow.
I got one. Oh, you okay? What
Okay?
happened?
I hiccuped.
Oh,
Be careful there. Oh my god. Okay, you know what I want to play on stream? Just to yell at it.
Mhm.
The Bureau XCOM Declassified. That is one of the most infuriating games I have ever played because it had so much potential, so much. And then the fucking devs went from it's gonna be a first person SCP Foundation like kind of game where you're like containing the aliens as the invasion starts early, and then story shit happens, and it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be like BioShock, but with like FBI and CIA dudes. It's gonna be crazy. And then they turned it into this is the start of the XCOM project, years before it canonically happened. Also, it's a third-person shooter that's really easy for some reason. But the story in the game goes in a direction that I genuinely like, that unfortunately is not capitalized on as much as it could have been. There is a specific moment in the game, and if neither of you have played this, right?
I have beaten
Have
it.
either of you played?
Yep.
You have?
Yep.
Okay, Lamar, you haven't. Have you? You both have played XCOM games in general, right? I'd
Is
hope.
that the one with the picture makes you want to die?
What?
The
No,
front
no, that's
picture?
control. No, you're thinking of the SCP Foundation with like mixed with Control. No, XCOM, the entire conceit behind it is aliens are invading Earth, defend Earth.
Or come
Like
from
that's
the
kind of
XCOM.
or going to be
No,
or like Cthulhu's showing
XCOM
up.
is the one where the picture makes me want to die.
What?
What? Wait, what are you
XCOM
talking
2,
about?
the picture on the front
Which picture?
is
You don't like the gray alien there?
with
What?
the
Oh.
gray alien, and then but like he's got XCOM images.
What?
Oh,
What do you- wait, what do you-
do you have tryptophobia?
Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't
yeah,
realize.
that
I'm
would
so
make
sorry.
a lot of sense.
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, but no.
Here, how
I
about you
didn't
see
realize,
the
I'm sorry.
alternate picture
Oh.
that is for War of the Chosen, which is the only version
Yes.
of XCOM XCOM 2 you should be playing.
It's better that way. Play the Long War. Play Long War of the Chosen, the mod. It's fucking great. Also,
I
Amari,
get
you will
why
like it because
you-
it's Snake Titty.
A
You'll like it because
titty?
it's Snake Titty.
Snake
No,
Titty.
Snake Titty.
Oh.
Actually, if Lomari was going to play an XCOM, she should play what's the Chimera Squad?
Chimera Squad, yeah. Chimera Squad would be up your alley, I think. Yeah, it's a bit different from the
Snitties?
base game. It has
There
snitties.
is Snitty in that as well. Yes.
Okay, canonically snitty, but not the way you'd think. In XCOM 2 and also War of the Chosen and also Chimera Squad, we have snitty. However, the snitty is not snitty in its expected form because snakes can't have nipples, and so they're like it's like goo bags for like their acid spit.
Goo bags.
Yeah.
It's still Snitty.
It's still snitties.
I guess technically.
They're
I love how the
are
chat is so
douchebags.
quiet for a little bit. The chat is
Then
so quiet.
snitties
I
are
bring up
great.
the snitties, and everyone goes, "Oh yeah, I love snitties. It's great."
Snitties are great. Yeah, well, I know my audience.
Yeah.
Yes,
they know what they like.
I forgot that you had trypophobia, Lomari. I'm sorry.
Understandable.
No, it's
I had no
okay.
idea. I'm so sorry.
I like remember when I was younger, I thought that the picture of it was teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
I can see that. 100%.
I can see why you'd think that. It's not, thankfully.
Yeah,
but
and then like
understand.
I forced myself to look at it one time and was like, "That's not teeth."
Yeah.
No.
That visual does not appear in the game at all. That's
Great, 'cause I
a
hate
promotional
it.
thing. The game itself is great. I think you would love it. If you played it and had chat be your individual soldiers, you get them all killed, but it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh,
And yes, Hellhounds.
Yes.
Torque in Chimera Squad is the best.
Torque is fantastic.
Best character in that
Snitty
game
Snake.
and the
Yep.
best.
Oh, hilariously, the voice actress for her, from my understanding, literally had zero idea that she was playing a snake woman of any kind. Just went, I wonder what all these lines are about. That's weird. She was interviewed and literally told the interviewer, like, they never told me. I'm like, and you think that mentioning coils and scales and stuff and like weird anti-snake lady racism, you didn't catch on at all? I mean,
They get, as someone who's done VO work, it's not announced yet. VO work for a game. Before,
yeah.
You generally do not get your lines in order unless they're doing group reading.
Do they still do the alphabetical reading thing where like they just go through
it
the
just
lines one by one?
depends on the casting director and whatnot. But like sometimes you get them out of order.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will give you lines for the things that is most recently finished. Sometimes it's sequential. Sometimes it's alphabetical. It just all depends. So I guess if it was more like they're just giving her the lines for the scenes that are already done,
right? She wouldn't have put it together.
She probably wouldn't put it together, or she might have put it together from that. If they were giving her the
Right.
lines either in alphabetical or just order of sequence in the code, she would have had it. I would not be surprised if none of it clicked.
That's that's kind of neat though. Wait, so actually I got questions for you then. So you do voice acting?
A bit, very amateur.
Wow.
The game that I can't talk about yet is going to be the first one. It's actually like a credited role, but I've done a bunch of like mods and fan stuff and,
you
and
really
everything
do.
like that. Thank you. If for people that watch my streams, if you watch me doing something that doesn't have dialogue spoken aloud by actors, you will unfortunately hear me doing a lot of voices. But yeah, so that I have some voices in the Final Fantasy VIII fan voice mod, also the Final Fantasy IX fan voice mod, and some other stuff for us. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I talked about it. I've asked my community if it'd be interesting. I am going to start a series where I go to the Casting Call Club website and just find a bunch of roles that I find interesting and just like stream as I do recordings for them for auditions. But as there is an actual strike going on for people in the Voice Actors Guild, I'm not doing any of that until I'm not in the guild, but like in solidarity, I'm not going to do anything of that until
solidarity.
Done. But yes, it's fun. And I also do a stream on a friend's channel as she's going through the Final Fantasy 14 expansions, and she and I and all of her friends voice all of the unvoiced cutscenes. I am the Estinian of the group, which is fun. So for those of you in the chat that knows what that means, Estinian's rad. For those of you that don't know what it means, it's fine. He's a doofus. He was a villain. He's no longer a villain. It's a long story. It's fine.
I have no idea because I don't play Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of friends recommend it to me, but it's just not my speed, I guess. My last MMO that I touched,
it's a lot of game
was
to get through.
Yeah, the last MMO I touched in earnest, besides Warframe, which I think technically counts, but not really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Warframe's fucking amazing, and I think that its story is such a good slow burn. But damn it, DE, please speed up the story. I want more. Was Guild Wars. Guild Wars was the other one. Back when I was a kid, I played it obsessively.
Yeah, I played
the first one. Yeah, first one was actually kind of interesting. I loved the conceit at the beginning of the game. But point is, yeah, MMOs not my thing necessarily. But they're fun.
You activated Irving. I mean, like I'm there similarly. I love Warframe. I have played that since early Friends and Family Alpha.
Oh my gosh, because that's what I ended up getting into.
It's so dramatically different than how. Well, I don't want to say how you level and progress in that game is so dramatically different than what it used to be. There used to be, for those that have played Final Fantasy X, there used to be a sphere grid. But anyway, the story in that is wild. Despite playing it since it came out, I only very recently did the second dream. And
I just
found out about
that's the question I have to ask everybody when they play.
Kudos
they
to
play
the
Warframe.
community for keeping that a secret from me for nearly a decade.
Crazy thing though is that DE now just doesn't make it a secret at all in any of their marketing. I'm like, but that was the cool part. Damn it.
I mean, the marketing that they have out now is mostly about the 1999 stuff, where you're playing someone
Right.
else entirely. So I don't know
True.
that
Who is
matters.
totally not Hayden Tenno. Shut up. It's totally not him. It's like, yeah, it is.
Look,
Yeah, I
it's a
play
long
Dark
pull.
Sector.
People don't know what that means. I know what that means.
No. Look, Hayden Tenno is actually a really cool character from a game that deserved better, and
I
it
mean,
kind of got better actually in retrospect. Now that Warframe
yeah,
is
I mean, look,
popular.
that game was originally supposed to be Warframe, or at least
Oh,
the
straight up,
narrative
I saw the original pitch trailers. That was super cool. That was Warframe, just straight up, but like a decade earlier. But anyway, yeah.
So was
No,
that your answer was what game did you want to stream?
Oh, sorry. My answer was I literally had it in front of me. Total name, The Bureau, XCOM Declassified.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but
so I will say
about...
that, like, if you ignore the
go ahead.
XCOM part of it, the final version of that game after all the patches, it's actually pretty fun. But
it's
you have to
pretty good.
You have to ignore, like, if you are a fan of XCOM, you have to kind of ignore some of that stuff.
Yeah, treat it like Alien Gears of War with a big twist that I'm not going to spoil. But Silver, you played it, so you know what I'm talking about. The moment that the thing happens, I actually had to stop for a second. Go, whoa, wait, what? Huh? What? You what? Huh? What?
Yes.
Like I had to take a second to process, and then my brain clicked into the thought of that's actually super cool. That's really cool. You guys did a good thing. That's really neat.
They don't get a lot of time to flex, but the writers at
Yes.
Firaxis are actually very good.
They really are.
Chat, if you have not played Marvel Midnight Sun, go fucking play Marvel Midnight Sun.
Yes. Oh, I haven't played it yet. I have it on Epic Games. I got it for free when it was free for a bit. I want to play it. I've been hearing good things about it. I've not spoiled myself whatsoever. All I know is there's vampires.
To make certain characters smooch, and the entire journey to making that happen is amazing. And it's just it has some of the best representations of, like, Peter Parker, and it. Okay.
I heard the Deadpool in there is good.
I have not played the DLC because time is a luxury that does not exist for me in some cases.
That's fair. I should probably get on that then. I'll add it to the list of XCOM likes. Fuck it.
Yes.
Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Yes.
Or Midnight. Yeah, that's the one. Suns. S with S.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna go for that. So the thing is, I've been on hiatus from streaming for a bit due to personal stuff combined with I just don't have fucking time. I've been doing so much production stuff for other people that's been my main thing. And I mentioned at the beginning, I do tech support for everybody. That's what I've been doing. Tech support and video stuff for a ton of creators. Hence, Lomari, me going, ooh, you want a video editor over in your collab chat? So I haven't had time to get on streaming again. But if I do, I kind of want to play a game like that. That'd be a lot of fun to play with people and just walk through.
Yeah.
Very good.
So your answer, what would you like to play on stream you haven't had a chance to?
So I have an old game answer and a new game answer. The old game answer is so one of my favorite game series of all time is the Sierra game series called Quest for Glory, which is like an old school point and click adventure game mixed with an actual RPG with random battles and leveling and everything like that. I have played all of those games on stream. In fact, I debuted in the middle of the first game when I was streaming it. That series is dead and dusted, sadly. I mean, Sierra as a concept is dead and dusted for the most part. But a group of fans, I want to say maybe 6-7 years ago, released a game called Heroine's Quest. And it is because you cannot play as a lady in Quest for Glory. In Heroine's Quest, not only are you playing as a lady, the Quest for Glory games actually predominantly take from European folklore, some Irish folklore, both like Fae and stuff like that. Heroine's Quest is 100% Norse folklore. And so I really want to play that. In fact, that may be coming up this year. But then a more modern game, everyone and their mom has recommended it to me. Literally, someone's mom recommended it to me. It's called Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. It is made by the people.
Why does it sound familiar?
It very recently released, and it was released by the people that made Something Hearts. What is the name of that game? I'm gonna look it up now.
Wild Hearts.
No, Wild Hearts is the weird Monster Hunter like.
I was wondering. I was like, what? No.
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yes. Okay, the rhythm game.
Yes, it is a dramatic departure from that game because this is a like full 3D investigative thriller with some psychedelic stuff in the middle. It looks rad as hell, and everyone has said that, like, not only will you need pen and paper for this game, but like you're gonna probably maybe need a little bit of therapy afterwards.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm very excited to check that out. It is overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
wow.
But yeah, so I mean, and then on top of that, there's a bunch of VR stuff that I really want to do. I keep meaning to get more VR stuff set up so that I can stream VR again.
Yeah.
I want to.
I've got recommendations for hardware if you need.
I saw your
I just
little
got
no,
myself-
no, no.
thing.
No, I
you got-
have a good hardware setup. The problem for
Good.
me is time.
Yeah.
Because it's just a
And
pain in the ass to set up. Yeah.
also, like, there's not a lot of great stuff for those of us that are live 2D and VR. There are a few things that you can make work, but like I keep wanting to make it better, and that is I'm an eternal tinkerer, and that's a problem.
I know the feeling. Yeah,
Yep.
I understand.
So, but yes,
So you need a 3D model, in other words, just for VR.
That's what I did. I ended up just getting one.
Straight up, yeah.
nobody.
I mean,
wants to
I'm just
model
me.
this face.
I'm in VR chat. I can just pop in as me. I did that during a VR rave the other week, and that was actually kind of wild that people recognized me by my voice and also just seeing me. That was really surreal, actually.
So my artist and rigger both retired.
You mentioned that.
And the folks that I've reached out to over a few times over the past couple of years around 3D models, I am too mech for a lot of those folks. And so I keep looking and stuff like that. Also, it's a combination of like money and time and everything like that on those lines. But I would like, if I could, at least some kind of hand tracking. And those are usually a combination of Live 2D and 3D.
Yes.
Because there is actually a pretty cool thing you can get on itch that will let you use VR helmets for head tracking and movement, and then the microphone on it for mouth sync, lip sync, and so I could get close to there, but I don't want to just be going back and forth in the VR and my arms just being at my sides. So something I can't do the back I can't do the front and back yet, Lomari. I'm sorry.
Oh. No back allowed, apparently.
I'm a very heavy frame. There's not a lot of spinal movement is really what's going on here.
Yeah.
What about you, Lomari? Is there something that you wanted to stream that you never have?
There's a bunch of stuff coming out that I really want to stream. Like South of Midnight, I want to play really bad.
Yeah.
If
but
Bloody...
that's a for me game. I don't want to wait to stream that. That's gonna be. I'm gonna spend like 10 hours playing that the day it comes out.
If Bloody Hell Hotel happens, I want to play that real bad.
Is that the one where you're like a wizard or a witch cleaning up and prepping a hotel?
Yeah, you're a vampire and your hotel.
You're doing hand motions to fling things around. Yeah,
it's like a decorating sim, management sim.
It's like House Flipper for vampires.
I really want to play that.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Dark Hours comes out this month. I want to play that with the gang, and then Haunted Paws. I really want to play.
Haunted Paws.
It's a co-op game. You play as like horror detective dogs, puppies.
Hold on, I'm gonna add this to my wish list right now.
Yeah, this is so cute. I really want to.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay,
it's adorable.
If you do not let me play this with you when it comes out, I will be very sad.
It looks so cute.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I have another answer. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Oh gosh. I forgot about this until my brain just went. Oh yeah, this. I had to look it up again. I keep forgetting the name. I'm gonna play Disco Elysium.
Sure.
It's real fucking bad.
I don't want to depress my chat, so I won't be playing Disco Elysium.
Okay, that's the reason not to. Okay, understood. So I was thinking, like, what other games that make you think what I really want to play on stream? That was the other one.
So you can absolutely play Disco Elysium. No, for one, there is going to be a lot of reading in your future because it's not all voice.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
But it's very, very good game. And more people should play it.
Hey, Yoden. They don't need air.
Don't need air, perhaps. You're gonna see me go limp for a hot second though, because I do need to go do something real quick.
Oh, before you do that, that's actually perfect timing because we have hit our 2-hour mark, which is usually when I wrap up our chatty chats.
Sure,
that's fair. Okay.
So yeah. When is the next time you are going live silver?
I will be live Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. I'll be playing more Lies of P.
Fun. And then ID, if you want to promo your services since you are on a streaming hiatus.
Absolutely. So you can find me over on Twitter, YouTube, a lot of other social media sites under my name, ID10_T, if you need my full Christian name there. If you need to find me on Ko-fi or Ko-fi, Coffee, whatever the hell, same difference, same deal. You can find me over at ko-fi.com/ID10. _T. Is it cool if I put the link over in chat?
Go for it.
Badoop. So it
Badoop.
won't ding me. This is where I do my video editing commissions. I do advice for social media and VTuber outreach kind of stuff, because it turns out a lot of people need help with that. I, for the most part, work on tech and video stuff for people who need the help. And I have a bunch of clients I've worked with consistently, but you could be one of them.
Yeah. Good stuff. They did my my ad that I play during commercial breaks.
Oh gosh, that ad was so much fun.
It was
And actually,
really cool.
I just realized, like, hold on, who did voice that?
That was Tolk.
Yeah, it's told.
I was told. Okay, because I was wondering, Silver, if it was you for a hot sec, because I heard your voice like,
No.
wait a minute.
It was Tolk.
would've been
Look,
dope.
I'm available, but no, that was
No.
definitely Tolk. If someone is going to convince people to infect their computer with Lomari, it's going to be Tolk.
Get your Lomari today.
Mhm.
No, that was great.
It
That
was
was
so
so much fun to
fun.
edit. Seriously,
Mhm.
I know we've been talking about it. I'd love to work on something else for you sometime soon. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining me on the ship and hanging out and not breaking anything, even though you have full permission to break stuff. We are going to go right over to Laura the Explorer, who's doing a charity event for Hispanic Heritage Month. So we're going to pop over there. You can't recommend Lomari if you have oxygen anxiety. Listen, I turn the life support on when you're in the ship. It's fine. When you're not, we don't need it.
It's safer that way.
Here, if you're already in the Discord, go ahead and click this link, introduce yourself, mark yourself as a tech. Here are my socials where I post my schedule, art, memes, stuff like that. And here is the raid message if you are a follower, and the raid message if you are a subscriber. If you feel so inclined, please drop them a follow, but definitely at least fill up their chat with the raid message so they feel the love from our community. And I will see you guys, I think, Monday, tomorrow.
Monday.
Yeah, for some tech store simulator. Because, you know,
Ooh.
let me do my in-job, out job.
Out job into job?
Out job into the out. As always, you are loved, you are valuable, you are worthy, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.